Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Southern Illinois Center here at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in DuQuoin, Illinois for the USAC Regional Midgets and the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. And joining us as well, we have restrictor sprints, restrictor classes, restricted 600cc stock engines. And so those are our three classes for the evening. Right now we have a total of 43 entries, 19 in the USAC Regional Midgets, 20 in the HART Non-Wing Micros, and 4 in the restrictors. Entering tonight, he's not here tonight, but Cole Kirkman currently leads the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi point standings by 207 points over Todd Kirkman. Cole right now has 5 wins on the season and 11 features made. Right behind him, like I said, Todd and Easton Ashbrook currently sit second and third, both with 0 wins. The next driver up who's here tonight, that is highest on the point standings, it is Daniel Robinson. And last time we were here at the Southern Illinois Center for the Midwest Winter Nationals, Daniel picked up 2 wins. Actually, those were the very first 2 wins of the HART Non-Wing Micro season back in February. And then Cole Kirkman picked up the 2 of the last 2 of the 4 races, but Daniel Robinson, he's going to enter tonight looking for his 3rd win of the HART Non-Wing Micro Series season and his 3rd win of the year here in the Southern Illinois Center. So keep out for the 22 of Daniel Robinson and the Troy Leonard owned number 22. Also joining us this evening is Joe B. Miller. Joe B. Miller out of Millersville, Missouri will be in the 51. Joe B. has had some great races. He had really good races with Daniel Robinson earlier this year back in February. One of them was a side-by-side finish at the line. And wherever those two go, they always put on one heck of a show for everybody. And then also, with this is the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. They're going to battle it out for $3,000 to win and $300 to start. This event is a non-point specialty event. Ched Gerke out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma leads the series standings, and he swept both USAC Midwest Thunder Speed D2 midget events at the Southern Illinois Center back in February of this year. Then Brian Stanfield out of Bakersville, California, who has won twice with the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets this year at Bloomington, and then up at Circus City in Peru, Indiana. He is second in the standings, just ahead of Chance Crum, who's won 4 of the last 5 series events. And Crum is not here tonight, but Brian Stanfield is. And so that is our quick recap for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. Tonight, we got Dwayne Hewlett on the camera.
Yeah, well, we'll see how well that works.
Yeah.
I usually do the talking or the organizing. I don't usually do the camera work, but I've got experience doing it, just haven't been doing it much lately, so bear with us tonight. We should be good to go. It should be a fun night. Not a lot of cars, but there's some good cars. 20 cars with the PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. And, of course, the USAC Regional Midgets have 19 cars in attendance. Only 4 are restricted, not a big surprise. Not a real hefty class here in Southern Illinois. There's seems like it goes in ebbs and flows with that class. And tonight, being a midweek class, school is going, things like that. It's not summertime anymore, and I kind of hoped for 25 to 30, but then somebody pointed out that school is on the books, so to speak, now. So you even went to class today, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a biology class. It was a great time. Let me tell you, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody loves biology.
Yeah, we love that class.
Yeah, I bet. I don't blame you. Everybody should love biology. Well, we are still waiting for the first set of hot laps to come out here. If what I saw stays true, it will be midgets, restrictors, non-wing all night long. So that's the order of events tonight. I haven't looked up the number of heat races yet, or if they've set those. I'll leave that to Lucas. You won't hear a whole lot out of me. Maybe drop a bit of wisdom occasionally if I can, but other than that, I'll leave it up to Lucas to bring you most of the action, and I'll try to focus on getting the camera to work right as the first session of midgets come to the racetrack now.
So the first car on the track in the 4K from Dillsboro, Indiana, it's Kayla Royale. So Kayla's ran quite a bit with the MMSA Lightning Sprints, the Midwest Mini Sprint Association. I believe she currently sits second in the MMSA point standings. And right behind her from Millersville, Missouri, in the Lewis and Trucking number 49, it's Joe B. Miller. Also getting pushed out now in the 1K from Springfield, Illinois, it's Brayton Lynch. In the Methanol Moonshine number 75. From Brownsburg, Indiana, it's Brian Stanfill. Joey Paxton will be in the 37X tonight. Then in the 53, from Collinsville, Illinois, it's Sean Robbins. So 19 Midwest or USAC Midwest Regional Midgets with us. So they're going to be out for their first group of hot laps. Aiden Purdue picked up his first midget win back in February or March, whatever event they had, a midget event here back in the wintertime. I believe Dandy Robinson may have won the other, but I know they had some really good races earlier in the year. And Chet Gerke, he won a couple as well. So we've got a good combination of even lightning sprints out here and some full-blown midgets. I know Joby Miller, who's out in this hot lap session right now, he made the A main last year at the Chili Bowl, which is about as good as it can get. And then you also have lightning sprints with the 4K of Kayla Royale. So pretty diverse group here tonight, but that's okay. Everyone's out here to get laps and gain experience around this tight bull ring here in the Southern Illinois Center.
We did have a few people ask if the pay-per-view was a real stream or not. It is real and it is live. We did pay tonight, or have to do pay-per-view tonight, because normally, obviously, we don't do that with the HART Series, but because of the situation and where we're at and so on, we had to do the pay-per-view tonight. So that's why it's pay-per-view this evening, as we get waiting on a few more cars, I think, to come out for this first session. And we'll be getting ready to go here in just a couple minutes. But that is, if anybody talks to anybody, wants to know if it's real or not, it is real. There's 15 of you watching right now, so we've sold more than that. Of course, I would imagine some people will wait until we are done with hot laps to really start watching and seeing what's going on here tonight. But it should be a good night of racing as we get ready to go.
So the cars are getting pushed off, and we are ready to go green here in just a minute. I know Kayla Royale's going, and Joby Miller will be rolling on his own just here in a second. So the cars are going to go across, make sure their transponders are working, and live timing is up and going 100%. And then we'll have those times for you and see who's fastest in hot lap group session, or hot lap group number 1. So right now on your screen from Brownsburg, Indiana, in the 75 AW, the Methanol Moonshine 75. It's Brian Stanfill now on your screen. In the 53 from Collinsville, it's Sean Robbins. In the 17X from Baldwin, Illinois, he's also running a micro sprint tonight. It's Current Stellhorn in the 17X. So all cars are rolling. No one's being left or pushed off. Now Sean Robbins has been pushed into the infield. Looks like he hasn't been able to fire. So hopefully he can be back out for his heat race here in just a little bit. But getting the track rolled and packed in right now. Keith Daywig, he's the flag man tonight. Keith is usually flags over at Tri-State Speedway in Hopstadt, Indiana. Does a really good job. So I was up at Jacksonville Speedway a couple weeks ago for the PureMax Racing Oil HART and Non-Ring Micro Series presented by EMi, and we had midgets there as well. Jake Newman, he's here tonight. You'll see him a little bit later. He actually won that event. Brayton Lynch, who's in the 1K for Rusty Coons Racing. He's on your screen right now. He was there as well. He got to the top 10. See, Brian Stanfill has 2 wins so far this year at the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. One at Bloomington Speedway up in Bloomington, Indiana. Then also at Circus City Speedway in Peru, Indiana. At the Ty Bull Ring, we went there a little bit earlier this year for the Hoosier Dirt Cup, and Cole Kirkman took the win to Stanfield here tonight. This track is actually probably somewhat similar to Circus City in just the way it's kind of shaped, and it doesn't have a whole lot of banking. So if it curves up, it could be very similar to Circus City. Got the one to go signal. Looks like the cars are going to get it turned up right now, and we are green for Hot Lap Group number 1 with the USAC Midwest. And that'll do it for Hot Lap Group number 1 for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. Fastest in Group number 1 with a 10.304. That was Brian Stanfield. Excuse me, his best lap was a 10.193. 10.193 for Brian Stanfield. Second quick was Kayla Royal with a 10.683. Third quick was Joby Miller with a 1.61. That would actually be quicker than Brian Stanfield. Here we go. Joe B was quicker. I got my phone correct. Joe B was fastest with a 10.161. Brian Stanfield second with a 10.193. Donnie Gentry in the 37 with a 10.288. Brayton Lynch with a 10.375. He was fourth quick, and then rounding out your top 5 with a 10.683 was Kayla Royal. And then sixth in the 17X from Baldwin, Illinois was Kurt Stelhorn with a 10.891. So Joe B. Miller quickest so far in USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. Hot laps with a 10.161. And here comes group number 2 getting a push now. First car on the track from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. He leads the series standings and swept both USAC Midwest Thunder Speed D2 Midget events here at the Southern Illinois Center back in February this year. It's Chet Gerke in the 93C. Next up from Springfield, Illinois, it's Patrick Ryan in the orange and white number 23. In the 37T from Benton, Illinois, it'll be Shane Cockrum. I'm pretty sure Shane will be running on Saturday here at DuQuoin around the Big Mile track just a few hundred feet away for the USAC Silver Crown Series. I know Shane has a couple wins there at the Magic Mile. That'll be fun to watch him on Saturday. In the 57D from McCreary Motorsports in the barn bar from Ewing, Illinois, it's Daniel Robinson. From Heron, Illinois, in the 55, that'll be Chuck Walker. So this will be group number 2. Still some heavy hitters left to be out. In the 81, currently on your screen from Greenfield, Indiana, that is Rylan Gray in the 81. Looks like he's going to have another go here in group number 2. In the 53, from Collinsville, Illinois, that'll be Sean Robbins. He's going to try and be pushed off once again. Hopefully he can get her fired up this time. You can see him firing those switches on and off in there, trying to get the starter going. Now on your screen, I believe he made a C or B main this past year at the Chili Bowl. It's Daniel Robinson in the 57D from McCreary Motorsports, and right there from Greenfield, Indiana, it's the 81 of Rylan Gray. Now entering turn number 1. From Benton, Illinois, just down the road in the 37T, it's Shane Cockrum. Cockrum, a multi-time winner in the USAC Silver Crown Series. In the 55, from Heron, Illinois, that'll be Chuck Walker. In the 23, from Springfield, that'll be Patrick Ryan. Looks like the 53 of Sean Robbins is going to be pushed into the infield once again. Fortunately, he's not going to be able to fire off. In turn number 2 right now, he swept the events here back in February. In the 93C from Shepherdsville, Kentucky, it's Chet Gerke. Keep your eye on that 93C. We'll see if he can keep up with Joe B. Miller. I was talking about the different variants of midgets we have here. We have lightning sprints, then we also have speed D2 midgets, which are chain-driven midgets. Almost the same engine, maybe a little bit less horsepower, but they're chain-driven. Then you have the national midgets, which aren't allowed to be chain-driven. They're all drive shaft, I believe it is. And so we have a few of those here tonight. Example, Joe B. Miller. I know Chet Gerke in the 93C. He's got a chain-driven speed D2 midget. It is not. I'm getting word it is not chain-driven. Sorry about that.
So the lightning sprints, true lightning sprints are chain drive. A D2 midget is a stock 4-cylinder engine. It is direct drive just like a regular midget. And a full-blown midget has a bigger motor, 4-cylinder still, but is also direct drive just like a D2 midget.
Well, you learn something new every day, and I just got my lesson for the day outside of the classroom here at the racetrack. And I'll take those lessons when they come. But I was reading the Sprint Car and Midget magazine the other day, and I thought I saw it somewhere, but, you know, I'm going to go with Dwayne's word on this one. But here we go. We're going to go green for USAC Midwest Regional Midget Group number, Hot Lap Group number 2. Big wheel stand right there for Daniel Robinson. Robinson lends the heater to the sky. Once he gets out of turn number 3, Daniel Robinson out of turn number 4. Letting it rip. Well, that'll do it for the USAC Midwest Regional Midget Hot Lap Group number 2. We still have one group to go, but fastest in group number 2 from Greenfield, Indiana. In the 81, it's Rylan Gray with a 10.164. Rylan Gray quickest so far in group number 2 with a 10.164. Second quick was Daniel Robinson in the 57D with a 10.184. Third quick in the 37T from Benton, Illinois. It was Shane Cockrum with a 10.194. Man, we had a lot of 1-something 4s, so everyone, the top 3 right there in a big group. Only 0.03 of a second separating your top 3. Fourth in the 93C was Chet Gerke at 10.332. Fifth quick with a 10.511 was Chuck Walker. Sixth was Patrick Ryan in the 23 with a 10.525. And then Sean Robbins was unable to make a lap. So hopefully Sean can Don't see him out right now, so hopefully he can rejoin us and get it refired for his heat race. But Rylan Gray, quickest in group number 2 with a 10.164. That was just 0.03 of a second slower than Joby Miller, who laid down a 1.61 or 10.161. All right, and here is group number 3. In the 3N, he's your 2020 PowerEye National Midget Champion. From New Berlin, Illinois, it's Jake Newman. Newman also made the 2020 or 2021 Chili Bowl A-Main, so he has some good indoor experience in the tight bull rings. And the 91 from Pocahontas, Illinois, and that'll be Zach Dom. In the 2MD from Tucson, Arizona. I know where your sides and greens. In the 2MD, it's Jerry Coons Jr. Jerry, a USAC Triple Crown champion. In the 37X, it'll be Joey Paxson. In the 51R from Athens, Illinois, it'll be Will Armitage. In the 86 from Kokomo, Indiana, that'll be Shane Cottle. Shane Cottle in the 86 out of Kokomo, Indiana. Some pretty heavy hitters right here in this hot lap group session. Let's see what kind of impact they have tonight. We got Jake Newman, Jerry Coons Jr., Zach Dom, Shane Cottle. Those are some heavy hitters right here in this hot lap group number 3 for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. So for you, those of you just joining us so far through the first 2 groups, the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets, Joby Miller was fastest with a 10.161. Second was Rylan Gray in group number 2 with a 10.164. So just 0.03 of a second separating your top 2 so far. Right now we got group number 3. Yellow flag still out, letting these drivers kind of get a feel for the track, letting them pack it in a little bit more. It's blown off fairly quickly. And then next up, we're going to have the restrictors. We only have 4 of those in attendance this evening, but most of those are kids, and it's a school night, so I kind of get it, and those are pretty much our area kids. There's only 4 restrictors with us tonight, but then we're going to have the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi and the 20 entries for it in their hot lap groups. So we're green now for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets in their 3rd hot lap session. So checkered flag is out now for the third and final USAC Midwest Regional Midget Hot Lap Group. And going to P1 on top of the charts from Pocahontas, Illinois, and the number 91 is Zach Dahm with a 9.899. Zach Dahm with a blazing lap. Second was your 2020 PowerEye National Midget Champion. There's Jake Newman with a 9.949. And then Jerry Coons Jr., he slots in third quick with a 10.013. So your top three for USAC Midwest Regional Midget Hot Laps, all in group number 3. Zach Dahm, Jake Newman, Jerry Coons Jr., those are your third fastest. And then they're followed by Joey Miller and Rylan Gray. So those are your 5 fastest drivers in the USAC Midwest Regional Midget Hot Laps. Next up, we have our restrictor sprints. Those are stock 600cc motors, just with a restrictor plate over their intake or carburetor. I'm getting laughed at once again, so I don't. It's all right though. But hey, I'll learn something a little bit later. But here we go in the restrictors. And the 09K from Marion, Illinois, it's Madison Curley. Out of Blueford, Illinois, in the 24, it's Cameron Sneed. From Greenville, in the 22, it's Landon Baldwin. And then it's your 2021 Tulsa Shootout Restricted Champion. In the 71, from Benton, Illinois, it's Jackson Wiggs. Wiggs has picked up numerous victories this year. I know he has a now 600 victory. Not 100% sure if it's in the A-Class or the restrictors, but either way, he's got some national wins in the restrictor, and I know he has many local wins at the High Banks of Southern Illinois Raceway and at Wayne County Speedway. But we are green for the restrictors in their hot lap session. That'll do it for the restrictors in their hot lap session. Fastest from Greenville, Illinois, in the number 22, it's Landon Baldwin with a 10.073. 10.073 for Landon Baldwin. He was quickest in the restrictor hot laps. Second was Jackson Wiggs with a 10.192. Third was Cameron Sneed with a 10.396. And then fourth was Madison Curley with a 12.283. So that was a quick hot lap group session for the restrictor sprints. Now we have the PureMax Racing Oil HART Micro Series presented by EMi, but maybe not quite yet because Sean Robbins has just been pushed onto the track, and we're going to see if he can't get her fired up and maybe turn some laps real quick before we turn him loose for the non-wing Outlaw Micros. So Jackson Wiggs, or excuse me, Landon Baldwin faster than really some of your fastest midgets. Maybe less power from the motor, but by the time you factor in wheel speed and the wing on top, it really plays a part. So Sean Robbins has been able to get her fired off now. We'll see if he can't turn some laps and see where he's at on the time charts. If he wants to crack into the top 5, he's going to have to lay down a 10.164. So if you're watching at home, usually the PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi broadcasts are typically free to watch on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure that from here on out they will be. So make sure to subscribe to the Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel so you'll be notified every time we go live for the PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Wing Micro Series. So now Sean Robbins out, making some laps, seeing where he's at, trying to get the setup out, figured out. That'll do it for Sean Robbins, the Collinsville, Illinois native. His fastest lap was a 10.360. Fastest lap for Sean Collins was a 10.360. There's Sean Robbins. Next up, we have the PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. First car on the track from Hannibal, Missouri, it'll be Cliff Powell in the 66. Right behind him from Macedonia, Illinois, in the 57V from McCreary Motorsports, it's Matt Veach. And the number 22 from Ewing, Illinois, has got 2 wins here at the Southern Illinois Center with the PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Wing Micros this year. It's Daniel Robinson in the orange, black, and white, number 22. And the 27 from Harrisburg, Illinois, in the 27H, it'll be Andy Bishop. In the 6T from Collinsville, Illinois, it'll be Kyle Touche. We have some more cars to come on the track. Only 5 right now, but we'll have some more come out and pack the track as we see fit. In the 59 from Mount Vernon, Illinois, it'll be Damon Heck. Damon Heck in the 59. So Daniel Robinson currently sits 11th in the Heart Non-Wing Micro Series standings. Right now he has 2 wins, 4 top 5s, and 4 top 10s. But that's only in 5 feature starts. So Daniel Robinson, when he's been with us, he's had lots of success. And now on your screen, from Macedonia, Illinois, in the 57V, that's Matt Veach. Veach currently sits 12th in points. In the 71 from Benton, Illinois, he hopped right out from the restrictor into the Outlaw Non-Wing. It'll be Jackson Wiggs. Happy to have the young Wiggs with us. I know he's made the transition to Outlaw Micros this year. I know he's ran some in the Outlaw Wing Car at Southern Illinois Raceway. And he's also ran the Outlaw Non-Wing Micro, non-wing-wise, just a little bit. But we're happy to have him here tonight. So that'll do it for Hot Lap Group number 1 for the PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Ring Micro Series presented by EMi. And currently P1, no surprise here, is Daniel Robinson with a 10.129. Daniel Robinson on top right now with a 10.129. Second was Andy Bishop with a 10.224. Third, Jackson Wiggs with a 10.318. Then from there on out was Matt Veach, Kyle Touche, Damon Heck, and Cliff Powell. So that is your results from Hot Lap Group number 1. I'm going to touch on the move I've seen from some of these kids from the restrictors to the micros. Say just a couple years ago, we saw Ryan Timms running restrictors, and last year I remember seeing him at Southern Illinois Raceway in the Terry Sprague Memorial running Outlaw Non-Wing. But just the year before that, 2019, Ryan Timms was in restrictors, and now he's running 410 sprint cars and has, I believe, 5 wins right now with the ASCS, Lucas Oil ASCS sprint cars. So the micros right now have really been the proving grounds on these guys' way up as they move up the ranks. Now we see Jackson Wiggs doing it right now. Here comes group number 2. In the 11 from Belleville, Illinois, it'll be Alex Midkiff. Alex ran with us a couple weekends ago at Macon Speedway in Jacksonville and had some really good runs. In the 11K from Nason, Illinois, it'll be Kylie Griffiths. In the 76, it'll be Craig Miles. Then in the 47 from Cester, Illinois, it's Aaron Skinner. In the 101, also from Belleville, Illinois, it's Tobias Midkiff. So a pair of father and son duo in this group. From Millersville, Missouri, in the 51B, it's Joe B. Miller. Joe B. in this group. We'll see what kind of lap he can lay down. In the 55K from Johnston City, Illinois, Dylan Kaufman in the 55K. Caution out over in turns 3 and 4. That's the 101 of Tobias Midkiff. So first caution of the evening out right now for the 101 of Tobias Midkiff over in turns 3 and 4. Yeah, other drivers in this group. In the 47 from Cester, Illinois, it's Aaron Skinner. And then from Millersville, Missouri, in the 51B, that's Joe B. Miller. So those are the rest of the cars in PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Wing Micro Series group number 2 for Hot Laps. So Midkiff, he's got a brand new sticker left rear on that. I can see the sticker going around and around. But he's back rolling and we're back green here at the Southern Illinois Center. Caution is out in turn number 1. Caution is out in turn number 1. So yellow flag waves for the 55K. That's Dylan Kaufman out of Johnston City, Illinois. But Joe B. Miller right now is about a half a second quicker than everybody in group number 2. Joe B laid down a 9.972, so right now the only PureMax HART Non-Wing Micro in the 9s with a 9.72, and that'll do it for group number 2. So Joe B. Miller quickest by about a tenth or two so far with a 9.972. Second, group number 2 with a 10.457 was Kylie Griffiths, and then third with a 10.687 was Aaron Skinner. From then on out, it was Craig Miles, Alex Midkiff, Tobias Midkiff, and Dylan Kaufman. That rounds out results from PureMax Racing Oil Heart Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi Hot Lap Group number 2. And with that, here comes the group number 3. From Mount Vernon, Illinois, in the 95, that's Jimmy Wells. In the Kachow 95, that design, his son loves Lightning McQueen, so last year Jimmy decided to do that design and It's one of the best looking cars on the racetrack. And the 25R from Xenia, Illinois, that'll be Nathan Rector. And then entering turn number 1 right now, he's also running a midget tonight from Pocahontas, Illinois. And the 99, that's Zach Dahm. And the 55, also from Mount Vernon, Illinois, that's Shane Heck in the 55. And the 14 from Belleville, Illinois, he's running a midget also, and that's Kurt Westerfield. That's a really beautiful driven Midwest. Number 14, black, purple, and blue, one of the best looking cars here tonight. Right now on your screen out of turn number 4, in the driven Midwest, number 3, the son of Jerry Coons Jr., it's Cale Coons in the 3C. Happy to have Cale with us tonight. He ran a little bit with us last year at Wayne County Speedway, and then he also ran a little bit this year as well when we were up in Indiana for the Hoosier Dirt Cup. And that'll do it for group number 3. Fastest in group number 3 from Pocahontas, Illinois, in the number 99. That's Zach Dahm, who laid down a 10.181. Second quick was Nathan Rector in the 25R. He had a time of 10.292. Third quick with a 10.388. That was Shane Heck. And then your final 3 cars was Cale Coons, Kurt Westerfield, and Jimmy Wells. And I believe that'll do it for the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi and their hot laps. And yep, that'll do it for all the hot laps here at the Southern Illinois Center this evening on the grounds of the Illinois State Fairgrounds in DuQuoin, Illinois. So while we have a moment here and you have a moment at home, hop on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure to check us out on all the social media. On Facebook, we're Heartland Auto Racing Tour. On Twitter, we're Hart Micros, and Instagram, we're on Hart Micros. We really highly encourage you to check us out on all social media.
Well, hopefully everything's working okay. I think that it seems to be. So you have to listen to Lucas and a little bit of me. We apologize for that, and we apologize more that you have to watch my camera work. So we got a little break here. We'll do the national anthem in a minute. I do want to tell you that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, about a week and a half now. Not this weekend, but the next.
We will
be at Coles County Speedway and Wayne County Speedway.
Yes, and it's going to be a special weekend. Of course, that's Saturday is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So we've got a special flyer coming out with. I'm sure there's more than that I don't know. Bobby Bazan, a former Marine. He's on the flyer with a special flyer that we got going for that 2-day race weekend. Really excited about that. We can honor everybody who still serves, everybody who did serve, and everybody we lost during that dreadful day. Things are where they are today, but hopefully we can all come together and have a good weekend in a couple weeks and enjoy some racing and honor those present and past that have come and gone.
Yeah, Coles County, Wayne County always put on a great show, and that weekend will be no disappointment as we honor those who have served. And it'll be one terrific night here in the state of Illinois, or weekend.
It should be a great weekend. I know there's Coles County is hoping to do some pretty special stuff, so excited about that. And I know that Jeremy and I had talked a little bit. We haven't ironed anything out because we had the big race weekend this past weekend, the big day today. We'll probably start tomorrow, thinking about what we can do for that, but should be a lot of fun and a lot of excitement for that great race weekend. We do have internet issues at Wayne County, so I'm not sure they'll be live there, but we will record them if we can't go live, and we will bring them to you a little later. But we can go live from Coles County. Had a good race at Coles County last time, so we'll get that taken care of and have a lot of fun, hopefully.
Yeah, I say Wayne County. We've been there. I know we've had 2 really big shows there in the past. Last year we had the Trump 45, and Aiden Purdue took home the $4,500 and won the feature on the first night, along with Austin Schaefer. And then in 2019 we had the Fall Non-Wing Brawl, and I believe Aiden may have won that event as well. So
yeah,
Aiden
both nights
Purdue.
that night as well. Yeah, he struggled in the wing a little bit this past weekend, but he is generally pretty fast and always fast without the wing, that's for sure. So it'll be exciting to see what he can do. We do have a big race that was just announced, the Dan Robinson Memorial. It's going to be a 2-day show at Wayne County, September 24th and 25th. Daniel Robinson, who's racing 2 classes here, his father passed away this summer, and Wayne County is going to have a memorial event for him on the 24th and 25th, and the HART Series will be the featured showcase for that.
Sweet. I didn't even know that. Man, you
I
just
know.
surprised me. That's awesome.
Dropping knowledge on you.
That's hey, more knowledge the better. You know, I'm just full of it today.
Jeremy just he hasn't announced that officially on Facebook, but he announced it officially at the drivers' meeting the other night. So drivers know about it. Some of the rest of the people don't. But we were kind of holding off, didn't want to take any focus away from this event. So after this is over, we'll start publicizing those 2 and having a little bit of fun. And I'm getting the evil eye from some of our help already just after announcing that. So, it'll be a good weekend though. It should be fun, and excited about that. We've had Jeremy. I worked with Jeremy a lot, helping him at the racetrack, and then he's helped the HART Series immensely. The first year we had 7 races, and I think 5 of them were at his place. We had 4 there last year. We'll end up with 4 this year, so long as we don't get any rainouts. And Jeremy has been a big supporter of the HART Series. Can't thank him enough, and allowing us to be part of this Midwest Winter Nationals as well as here at the DuQuoin at the State Fair this weekend, or this week. It's not even a weekend. We can't thank him enough for that. I just heard somebody talking. I thought they were playing the national anthem for a second.
He's been talking the last couple minutes. I thought he was going to announce it for a while now, but hey, it's all right.
But we can't do any of this without some sponsors, and the main one being PureMax Racing Oil. They come on board as soon as this series came about. Brad Turner and PureMax Racing Oil came on board, and they've been here every step of the way. So I can't thank Brad and his crew enough for what they've done. Of course, EMi, Frank Galusha, and crew came on last year, and they're back again this year. And we're giving a Stallard chassis away this year. Talked a little bit at the beginning of the year how we're going to do that. We said you had to race 8 races is what we thought. So I think it's going to probably be 8 races. And then for every race you run, you get a ticket. And we'll throw all those tickets in. So if you ran 8 races, you'll have 8 chances to win. If you ran 20 races, you'll have 20 chances to win. And whoever we pull out of the hat at the end of the year, you also have to be a member. So if you're a member and you've ran at least 8 races, you get your name in. And we may throw a couple other people in as we get a little closer, seeing where everybody's standing in points. But that's the plan right now. So somebody's going to go home from our banquet with a Stallard chassis certificate. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Say Stallard chassis, they know how to be pretty fast. Frank Galusha, I know he won I believe it was the High Bigs Hustle a couple of years ago at Southern Illinois Raceway. So Stallards are proven to be fast. And, when you got a 6'4" guy behind the wheel, sometimes that may add a little bit of weight, but it didn't seem like it that year. He won it.
Sometimes weight's a good thing. Sometimes weight's not.
That's
but,
right.
Frank's lucky. He's 6'7" and probably weighs less than I do.
Is he really 6'7"?
I don't know. He's 6'5", 6'4", 6'7". He is 6'7".
Yeah.
He's pretty tall. He's up there. He's way taller than me, and he's way skinnier than me. So I'm guessing he still weighs less than I do.
Taller than me, but that ain't a hard thing.
Well,
though.
yeah, but 2/3 of the population is taller than you, Lucas.
That's true.
So we're getting close here. I would think to doing a national anthem. We were supposed to start around 7, I think. It's 7:30. So we're just hanging out here talking about the other event that we have not talked about. If you purchase tonight, we greatly appreciate it. October 23rd is a Saturday at Tri-City Speedway in Pontoon Beach, Granite City. It's like right on the line, whatever you want. Some people remember it as Pontoon Beach. Some people think of it as Granite City because that's what everybody called it back in the day. At any rate, Tri-City Speedway. Tammy and Kevin Gundaker have invited the HART Series there for the final night of the B-Mod Bash. So we'll be there on Saturday night of the B-Mod Bash. It should be a ton of fun that weekend as well. And that's where we'll end the 2021 PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi Points Chase. And Cole Kirkman currently has a stranglehold on that. And Cole is watching tonight, actually.
Yeah, happy to have Cole tuned in. He's ahead by about 200 points. But by golly, I hope I get to go to Tri-City because for the last 2 years.
I hope you can't go because if you can't go, it'll probably get to rain. It probably won't rain. Every time you say you're going, it rains out.
Yeah, I remember like the last 2 or 3 years I've been supposed to go to Tri-City, and I've had something come up. Most of the time it's been rain, but every time. So by golly, hopefully I can go to the BMOD Bash this time at Tri-City.
We do appreciate Lucas. Lucas, if nobody knows Lucas, he's working hard with Grassroots Racing News, making his posts all over Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything else, and putting his phone in harm's way on a regular basis. And, and if you didn't see his video from Wayne County, the infield tractor tire should have liked that one because you were leaned right up against it.
They commented, nice shot. I was like, thank you.
Leaned up right against it, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a little scared. I really didn't want to do it, but I was like, you know what, it paid off. It didn't destroy my brand new $1,200 phone I got to pay for, so it was all right.
It's a great idea as long as it doesn't destroy the phone.
And it turned out to be great.
It did. It was good.
It was
so
cool.
Lucas does a lot of stuff. He's been on board the last 1.5 or 2 years announcing for us, so that's awesome.
Yep.
And he's graduated, and it looks like we're getting ready for the national anthem. So we'll step aside and let you hear that, and then we'll be back with Racing Action in just a second. All right, that was the national anthem as played by Mr. Jason Adams, off his phone, of course, not on his vocal pipes or anything like that. He was playing it off his phone. He does a great job for Wayne County Speedway on the regular. And we're just about ready to get underway with Racing Action here, I do believe.
Yeah, should be ready to go. I know we're going to have the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets up first, and they're already getting pushed onto the track, and we're going to get your lineup. And heat number, that is the micros. Here we go for the USAC Midwest Regional Midget, starting on the pole in heat number 1. In the 1K, that's Brayton Lynch onto his outside. In the 4K, it's Kayla Roll. In row number 2, in the 49B, that'll be Joe B. Miller. Then on the outside of row number 2, in the 75AU, it's Brian Stanfill. Row number 3, in the 37, it's Donnie Gentry. In the 17X of Kurt Stelhorn. Then starting in your 4th row, last but certainly not least, in the 53, that's Sean Robbins in the 53. So that is your lineup for the USAC Midwest Regional Midget Heat number 1, 10 laps will be the distance. If you're tuning in tonight, make sure to hop on Twitter, give us a follow, and let us know where you're watching from. Just do hashtag HART Micros, HARTMICROS, HART Micros. We spell HART, HART. Make sure to give us a follow and let us know where you're watching from. And don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram and like our page on Facebook. But you know what?
And subscribe.
Oh, yeah, you
please.
got to subscribe to
the
the YouTube channel.
The Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel. Normally we have our races free. Things are a little different tonight. That's why it is the $10 charge tonight. But you'll be able to, if you subscribe, you'll be able to get all of our racing action either live or tape delayed, depending on the location. And you'll be able to see everything in the future that the HART Series offers. Normally when we go to a racetrack, we do offer all of the racing action on a given night. So it should be well worth your time to subscribe. We also do on the Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel a lot of high school sports from West Central Illinois. They will come up when we go live with those. You can just disregard those or take a peek at some of the athletes of the high school level that are in West Central Illinois as well. But we do ask, please subscribe and join in the fun of the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi.
Say once again, my name is Lucas Halbert, and Dwayne Hewlett's on the camera, and it's going to be a great night here at the Southern Illinois the Southern Illinois Center at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds in DuQuoin, Illinois.
If anybody's at Southern Illinois Raceway, they're about 45 minutes off.
Yeah, and about 3 days too early.
Yeah.
I'm used to saying Southern Illinois Raceway.
The Southern Illinois Center is a great location, though. If you've never been here before, it is a sweet little building. It's great for indoor racing in the wintertime. Of course, the Midwest Winter Nationals. I know Jeremy's been thinking about that. That will happen again this year, and I think it'll have a few more dates with it. So make sure you take part and follow the Midwest Winter Nationals page as well. Should be a lot of fun here this winter as Keith Daywig tells everybody to get lined up side by side.
Yeah, this is a great building. Like Dwayne said, I've been here multiple times for the Shamrock Classic and the Junior Knepper 55. And so this ought to be a great night with USAC Midwest Regional Midgets and the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. We also have the restrictors, and we'll see what those kids can do for us. But we're going to get everybody lined up double file. Brayton Lynch on the front row with Kayla Roel. That's how I'm going to pronounce that, Roel.
If somebody can pronounce that correctly and wants to tell us if we're saying it wrong, please feel free to do so.
We got Laura Stanfield checking in from Indy. I believe that is Laura and crew Stanfield cheering on their dad and husband, Brian Stanfield. Right now he starts on the outside of row number 2 here in this first heat. But Brayton Lynch is going to lead us to green to kick off the racing action tonight, and we are green here at the Southern Illinois Center. Lynch right down in the bottom. Joby Miller's going to slide into second on the inside of Kayla Royale. Now it goes Brian Stanfield in the third as Royale starts to slide back. We'll see if Brayton Lynch can try and stretch our lead over Joby Miller. Right now it's Brayton Lynch out front, followed by Joe B. Miller. This Brian Stanfield, he's in 30, starting to broken away. From the 37 of Donnie Lynch, you see your top 3 of Lynch, Joe B. Miller, and Stanfield really broken away from the rest of the field. We'll see if Joe B. has anything for Brayton Lynch in that Rusty Pin Racing 1K as these laps start to wind down. We got a car on its lid. That's a 17X of Kurt Stellhorn. Turned over on the side in turns number 3 and 4.
Saw that out of the corner of my eye. He got up into the wall, I think, and then got upside down and kind of did a pirouette and landed on his side. Hopefully he's okay, and the car is not in too bad a shape. But the rescue crew was there in a hurry.
So the motors are cut off.
So once again, caution for, or red for the 17 of Stellhorn.
And he's going to get it pushed. It looks like he's going to try and refire as long as nothing is damaged or too broke on his 17X. He looks like he may rejoin the field. The Baldwin, Illinois native. Looks like Stellhorn's going to refire, so that's a great sign that, well, he's okay and the car is okay. So Stellhorn's going to be back. That backfire scared the dickens out of me. I'm not going to lie. Me and Brianna up here jumped about 2 feet. That scared us pretty good. But anyway, Stellhorn's back.
Do you need to go use the bathroom?
No, I already went earlier,
okay.
So I'm good now.
Well, I meant because you just got scared.
I know what you mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
But
Cliff Powell came up and had to ask me a question, so I'm sorry I stepped away there for a second.
You're good. So we're going to kind of do a quick recap of what's going down right now in heat number 1. Brayton Lynch was leading the way, followed by Joe B. Miller and Brian Stanfield. And those top 3 of Lynch, Miller, and Stanfield really had broken away from the 37 of Donnie Gentry. And those top 3 had really separated themselves. And even Gentry was kind of separated. He was in 4th. He was kind of separated from whoever was running 5th at the time. So we're going to line back up and just a few laps to go.
I noticed Joe B. Miller actually tried to use the top the last time through turns 1 and 2, so that'll be interesting to see if he's able to make the top side work this early in the night.
Yeah, I noticed that as well, but I didn't quite see him getting a whole lot of momentum out of it. But we'll see if he can't try it out right here with just a few laps to go, and we'll see if he can't make a move on the Rusty Coons Racing 1K of Brayton Lynch. So here we go. We're going to get back under green. Brayton Lynch down to turn number 1. Joe B really goes right next to the berm, right underneath it. Donnie Gentry gets on 2 wheels down the back straight. There goes Stanfield with a peek to the inside of Joe B Miller to turn number 4. Can't quite get it done. Right now it's Brayton Lynch leading it down. Caution turns 3 and 4. Caution is going to win. There's a white flag out, but caution is out. So caution out, turns 3 and 4. That's Sean Robbins, who's turned around into 53. Stellhorn, those 2 are racing pretty hard in the back of the pack. Stellhorn got into the tail tank of Robbins, and Robbins went around as the white flag was waving. So I imagine we're going to go green and white together.
Looks like Dylan over there on the side-by-side. You see the tow hook on the back of that. James and Dylan have done a great job with Wayne County Speedway getting their UTVs all set up with tow hooks to be used at Wayne County Speedway every night. Robbins gets fired off.
We got some really good photographers with us tonight. I know we got 357 Studios. We got Jim Viviano. I know Alan Horcher's down there as well. So we got some really good photographers and media people with us tonight. Make sure to check out all 3 of those people on Facebook.
And then there's us.
Then there's us, too. We're one heck of a media crew.
We hope that you are enjoying it. Let us know if you see anything you'd like to see changed or updated. We are relatively new at this. I know I saw Jay Tender say he wished it was on Flow Racing. I am sorry. I'm not real sure why it's not, but in their absence, we wanted to step up and have the racing available here tonight.
Green light is back out. It's still with the green flag. Brayton Lynch going to try and hold on with Joe B. Miller. 1 lap left, and Brayton Lynch is going to win. heat number 1. So that'll do it for the first USAC Midwest Regional Midget heat of the evening. Taking the win was Brayton Lynch. Second, Joby Miller. Third, Brian Stanfill. Fourth goes to the 37 of Donnie Gentry. Fourth, Kayla Royale. Sixth, Sean Robbins. And seventh will be Kurt Stelhorn. So that does it for the first USAC Midwest Regional Midget race of the evening. So that does it for group number 1. All those cars are off the track, and here in just a moment, we're going to have group number 2. See, these midgets are really fun to watch, but sometimes they're not a pain in the butt, but sometimes you got to push them off, and it just delays the program a little bit, but that's all right because they're pretty fun to watch typically, and we'll get them out for heat number 2. And we got one four-wheeler pushing 2 cars. That was pretty smooth, not going to lie. Let's get the lineup for heat number 2. 10 laps will be the distance. Starting on the pole in the 81, that's Rylan Gray. On the outside of row number 2, or excuse me, on the outside of row number 1 in the 55, it's Chuck Walker. In row number 2, it's the 93C of Chet Gerke and the 23 of Patrick Ryan. The inside of row number 3 in the 37T, it's Shane Cockrum. And on the outside, in the 57D, that is Daniel Robinson from McCreary Motorsports. Daniel's a longtime racer with the McCreary Motorsports crew. In that 57D, I know he's ran quite a few years in Power I. No longer does the regular midget racing, as Aiden Perdue has turned over those reins last year, and with a difficult COVID year, I know Aiden did some. But actually, Aiden picked up his first midget win this spring here in the Southern Illinois Center. I believe that was $2 grand to win, but Aiden got his first midget win. So Aiden, he's had lots of success with the PureMax Racing Oil HART Micro Series presented by EMi. So all the cars are getting pushed off, and we're going to get them lined up, let them get a feel for the track real quick, then we're going to get them lined up for heat number 2. So Shane Cockrum, he's going to be racing on Saturday here at the Magic Mile, the DuQuoin Mile, for the USAC with the USAC Silver Crown Series. Right now he's in the 37. But Cockrum, I know he's got a couple wins with the USAC Silver Crown Series, so he'll be one to keep an eye on Saturday night here in DuQuoin. That'll be live on Flow Racing, as all the USAC National Midget Sprint Car and Silver Crown events are. See, Chet Gerke, he's going to start on the inside of row number 2. Gerke swept both USAC Midwest Thunder Speed D2 Midget events in February here at the SIC. So keep your eye on that 93C of Chet Gerke. He starts on the inside of row number 2. But here we go. Rylan Gray and Chuck Walker, they're on the front row for heat number 2, and we're green. Big wheel stand for Gray down into turn number 1. Big pile up on one. We got a couple cars together in turn number 2. And that's Chet Gerke who got the worst end of it on the outside of turn number 2. That was a pretty chaotic start. Rylan Gray kicked it off with the wheel stand, letting the Hoosiers see the sky. And then everybody got together as they went into the first turn. But Chet Gerke got the worst end of it, and he just spun around in turn number 2. But him and Shane Cockrum were together in about every which way possible, from the front of the cars to the back of the cars. But Chet Gerke, he's spun around, and he's going to have to try it all again, probably from the back of the field since he was probably deemed the cause of the caution. Gerke with a push down into the infield now. Looks like his heat race might be over, or he's going to try and get another push just with the flow of things. And that appears what it is now. The 37 of Shane Cochran is pulled in to the infield in turn number 2. So it looks like Cochran's heat race is over. And Gerke is going to be awarded his second starting position, or his third starting position on the inside of row number 2. So the light is out, not out yet. We haven't got the one to go signal, but we are this time by from Keith Daywig. Keith is the regular flagman at Tri-State Speedway in Hopstadt, Indiana. One of the best 410 non-wing sprint car tracks in the Midwest. There's a lot of great ones in Indiana, and Tri-State's one of them. But here we go, light is out. We're going to try it once again in heat number 2, and we're green on Rylan Gray. Gray with a much better restart, or start down at turn number 1. He pulls away. Chuck Walker is up on the berm. They're almost 3 wide into turn number 3 as Daniel Robinson went to take a peek. But now they're almost 3 wide once again. Robinson forces his way to the inside of Walker, and Robinson into P3. Robinson to the inside. He's going to almost throw a slider. He's going to slide it up in front of Chet Gerke on the outside of turn number 2. Daniel Robinson takes over the second position, but maybe not for long. Gerke to the inside in turn number 1. Down the back straightaway, they're dead even. Robinson takes a slide advantage, going up more through the middle out of turn number 4. But Gerke is right there, running the bottom really, really well and has it hooked up on the corner exit. Now Daniel Robinson starting to get some breathing room away from Chet Gerke. We'll see if he can't chase down Rylan Gray as these laps start to wind down here in the USAC Midwest Regional Midget heat number 2. So you have your top 3 really kind of running 3 different lines. You have Robinson, who has been going up high, now he's gone back down to the bottom. You have Rylan Gray running pretty well right through the middle. Chet Gerke trying to put the left Hoosier on the berm, but white flag is out for Rylan Gray. Rylan Gray wins USAC Midwest Regional Midget heat number 2. So that'll do it for USAC Midwest Regional Midget heat number 2, taking the win. And the number 81 from Greenfield, Indiana, that's Rylan Gray. Second was the 57D of Daniel Robinson. Third, Chet Gerke. Fourth was the 55 of Chuck Walker. And third goes to the 23 of Patrick Ryan. And that would have been fifth, goes to the 23 of Patrick Ryan. And then rounding out your field, unable to finish, was the 37T of Shane Cochran. We've got some heavy hitters in heat number 3. Soon, track is clear now of heat number 2, and red light's on, but we're going to get pushed out for heat number 3 here in 1 second. For all you midget racing fans tuned in tonight, there's a thing on Mondays called Midget Monday. Brian Walker, Walkipedia is known in the racing world, and Brian Dunlap. I know Brian's tuned in tonight. Thank you for tuning in, Brian. They put on a thing. It's on Twitter. It's called a Twitter Space. They put it on Monday nights, about starting at 8 p.m., I believe, Central Time. And it's one heck of a thing to listen to. I know Tanner Thorson joins in every once in a while. Kevin Thomas Jr., a lot of the USAC guys do. And I saw Mike McKinney, who's actually a modified guy, but he's tuned in He's tuned in a few times as well. I saw him last weekend at Farmer City, and Mike always has a good laugh when we're in there. But, you know, if anybody likes midget racing, Midget Mondays on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central on Twitter. It's one thing to check out. But you know what? Let's get the lineup for heat number 3 for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. On row number 1 in the 3 in, it's Jake Newman on his outside. In the 86, it's the throttle, Shane Cottle. In row number 2 from Pocahontas, it's the Dominator, Zach Dom in the 91. In the 2MD, it's Jerry Coons Jr. on the outside of row number 2. And then in row number 3 in the 37X, it's Joey Paxson. In the 51R, that'll be Will Armitage. So that's your lineup for the USAC Midwest Regional Midget, heat number 3. So I know a lot of these guys have just midget wins, and I believe Will Armitage has one either with the IMRA Midgets or even the Badger Midget Series. I know he's got a couple wins with it. Jake Newman, a 2020 Power Eye National Champion. Jerry Coons Jr., USAC Triple Crown Champion. So he's got a USAC Midget title, and I know Shane Cottle, I believe he's got some midget wins as well. So a very, very impressive field here in heat number 3. And Zach Dom, if I'm not mistaken, he's also a Power Eye National Champion as well. So definitely a very impressive field on paper and on the track. And we'll see what these guys can do for us. So light is out. We're going to go green right here on Jake Newman and the throttle. Shane Cottle, that's on your front row. Row 2 is Zach Dom, Jerry Coons Jr. So here we go. Light is out. We're green on Jake Newman. Newman gets a little squirrely out of turn number 4 on the restart, and things are real tight as you have Dom and Cottle hit the berm out of turn number 2. But right now it's Jake Newman with a pretty solid lead. Down the back straightaway for this early on is a pretty solid lead. Shane Cottle in second, Zach Dom third, and then it's Jerry Coons Jr. in fourth. Little bobble right there from Shane Cottle out of turn number 4. That gives Jake Newman a little bit of space in his lead. We'll see if Cottle can't track him back down. There, Zach Dom trying to take a peek to the inside, can't quite find it. Here goes Jerry Coons Jr. trying to work the middle lane. He loses a little bit on the exit, but now he's got it right back on entry in turn number 3. Dom shuts the door on him. Great battle for that third spot. And really, second spot is all those 3 drivers are right there as Jake Newman starts to pull away. Now Coons looking to the inside. He's going to drag race down the back straightaway. Zach Dom give the third spot to Jerry Coons Jr. Now Dom to the inside, trying. We'll see if he can't get it at turn number 4. Can't quite get it, but right now he's really trying to get the inside. Beautiful job right there by Zach Dom to get the front Hoosiers onto that berm of turns 1 and 2. He got really good bite help in turn, but not a great job down there in 3 and 4. That's Jerry Coons Jr. now starting to work on the throttle, Shane Cottle. White flag is out now for Jake Newman. Coons to the inside of Shane Cottle in turns 1. Out of 2, right now it's Cottle. He's going to hold on, but Coons to the outside, winning heat number 3. That's Jake Newman. Really close finish right there for third. I believe they're going to give it to Jerry Coons Jr. Got my live timing, I think, going once again. But taking the win here in USAC Midwest Regional Midget, heat number 3, it's Jake Newman. Second, Shane Cottle. And then by 0.2 of a second, Jerry Coons Jr. finishes third. Then fourth, Zach Dom. Fifth, Will Armitage. And sixth goes to Joey Paxson. So that'll do it for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. And there are 3 heat races. Next up, we have our one and only restrictor heat race.
Sorry, working on a few issues while trying to run the camera. Our internet is working okay on one computer and not working okay on the other. So thankfully, Bree is here to save the day with her Wi-Fi. So we're out here getting things working. But if you have sent us a subscription, you wouldn't be hearing us if you haven't got a message back. So I guess it does no good to say anything, does it?
I guess not.
I guess not. Let's talk about the restrictors.
All righty, starting on the pole, it's Jeremy Sneed's son, Cameron Sneed. He starts on the pole in the 24, and on his outside in the 22, it's Landon Baldwin. And row number 2 is the 09K of Madison Curley. Then on the outside in the 71 from just up the road in Benton, it's Jackson Wiggs. So your 2021 Tulsa Shootout Restricted Champion Jackson Wiggs has to start on the outside of row number 2 and dead last. We'll see what he can do right here with Landon Baldwin and Cameron Sneed on the front row, and we are green. Baldwin's going to shut the door on Sneed, but he's going to slide up high. There goes Jackson Wiggs from 4th to 2nd in 1 lap and down the back straightaway. Sneed and Wiggs, they race about every weekend. Really, a lot of these guys race every weekend against each other at Wayne County Speedway. And Flip in turns 1 and 2. Flip in turns 1 and 2. That's the 09K of Madison Curley. Red lights come on, car engines go down. Flip in turns 1 and 2 for the 09K of Madison Curley. She went into the corner and just got real tight or even loose and back in, hit the wall, and she flipped over pretty soft on her left side.
So got one upside down. Hopefully everything's okay over there. The wing looks a little worse for wear, though.
Yeah. That's right. You can get a old sledgehammer or hammer, beat it out real quick, and good as new in about 20 minutes.
You don't understand the definition of good as new, do you?
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure that would not be good as new.
It wouldn't be quite good as new, but it'd be, if you needed to.
It'd be as useful as new, maybe.
Probably.
The driver, oh, she is out. I thought maybe she was going to try to continue,
yeah.
actually.
Well, her heat race is done. That's unfortunate for the 09K of Madison Curley. But glad to see she's okay.
Our statistician was telling us that she was out of the car while we were standing here talking. So
yeah, she's paying attention more than we were, and she's supposed to be on the computer, but hey, that's all right.
She's that's why she's here. She pays more attention than the rest of us do.
Yeah. So we're missing Kenny tonight. Wish Kenny Suter, our typical cameraman, was with us tonight, but he had classes at Western Illinois University for broadcasting, so at least he's learning about it. But hopefully he can join us here in a couple weeks.
We do appreciate everybody watching. As we've said, we do most of all of our races for free. That's one of the things we try to do with the HART Series. Is our goal is to promote and to get the HART Series more well-known, but also micro-sprint racing in general. That's why whenever we're allowed and able, we show all the races, not just our races. It is free. We hope that the product is well worth the $10 you spent tonight. We feel like on a regular basis it would be worth $10 a night. But our point is we use this as a promotional tool, and we want to promote our series and build our series. And we've done that every year, and we hope that continues into 2022. So please subscribe to the Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel. Catch all of our racing action. We'll have more stuff throughout the winter and so on as well. And it's absolutely free most nights. Just because of where we're at and what we're doing tonight, we were told it had to have some sort of or it should have some sort of a fee tonight. That's the reason why we did it the way we did.
So the yellow light is back on. And remaining, we're going to have Landon Baldwin, Jackson Wiggs. So Wiggs, like I said, started on the outside of row number 2. And then somehow, one way or another, he was second. And he was on the bottom on the exit of turn number 2 and made it work. And he went to 4th and 2nd in about one turn. But light is out. Quick caution. And we're back green here for the restrictors. Landon Baldwin out front right now, the Greenville, Illinois native from that driven Midwest, number 22. Right behind him is Jackson Wiggs and Cameron Sneed. So Cameron runs a lot at Wayne County Speedway. He's on your screen right now. He's got a new wrap. I believe his second race he's had it, but Cameron's usually running at Wayne County Speedway because his father, Jeremy, owns and runs that track. And we're happy to see Cameron making some laps tonight. I know he made some laps also at Southern Illinois Raceway this year. Landon Baldwin, I believe this is his second year in the restricted sprints, restrictors. And Landon's made great strides this year. Last year, he made the move from junior sprints to restrictors. He struggled maybe just a little bit this year, but he looks really good this year and really smooth as white flag is out for Landon Baldwin. And winning the one and only restrictor heat, it's Landon Baldwin. Second, Jackson Wiggs, and then third, it's Cameron Sneed. So that'll do it for our one and only restrictor heat and taking home the win. That's Landon Baldwin in the 22. Second, Jackson Wiggs in the 71. And third, from Blueford, Illinois, it's Cameron Sneed. Now they're off the track. It's time for the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. And there are 3 heat races. And this was nice. This is time to have some fun. Here we go. Starting on the pole in the 57V, it's Matt Veach on the outside. In the 71, he's going right from 171 to the other, but 2 different cars. It's Jackson Wiggs on the outside of row number 1 and heat number 1. And row number 2 in the 6T, it's Kyle Touche and Daniel Robinson in the 22. And row number 3, that contains the 27H of Andy Bishop and the 66 of Cliff Powell. In row number 4, it's the 59 of Damon Heck. See, that 27H, who is Andy Bishop tonight, that's actually a Zach Hubbard-owned car, and Daniel Robinson, he usually runs that car in the Outlaw Wing class like he did. He got the win at Wayne County Speedway on Saturday night in that Wing Outlaw. Zach Hubbard-owned 27H, but tonight, Daniel's in the Troy Leonard-owned 22 like he typically is in non-wing. And Andy Bishop will be in that 27H. Kyle Touche, he's out of Collinsville, Illinois. Happy to have him with us. He ran quite a bit with us last year at Tri-City Speedway, and I know he also made appearances here for the Midwest Winter Nationals.
I was told when I was announcing one of the Midwest Winter National races that I called him Touchette, and I was informed that it's Touche, just like Bobby Boucher from Waterboy. You know what song that? You know what movie
Heck
that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a great movie.
It is. It is. But he is Kyle. Don't call me Bobby Touche. That's what I'm going to start. I'll call him. Don't call me Bobby.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah. So he informed me too. I was back there talking to him. He goes, "Hey, the dude last time we were here, call me Bobby Touchette.
Yeah.
It's Bobby Touche." I said, "I'll make sure you get that."
It was me. I got
And that was
corrected
you.
it halfway through.
Nice.
But better late than never, though, right?
that is right.
No B mains tonight, so we've got these 3 heat races, and then we'll have feature events coming a little bit later. So we'll get through things relatively quickly this evening, barring any major catastrophes.
Yeah, one of our oldest competitors who runs with us when we're in this area in Southern Illinois, Cliff Powell. He's one of our oldest racers. Others, Charles Starnes Jr., who typically runs with us at Southern Illinois Raceway. So happy to have Cliff Powell with us. And then Matt Veach, he's always fast at Wayne County Speedway and even has a couple wins at Southern Illinois Raceway this year. So Matt Veach starts on the pole here in heat number 1. And Jackson Wiggs, like I said, the 2021 Tulsa Shootout Restrictor champion, made the move to Outlaw Micros this year. He starts on the outside of row number 2. Daniel Robinson, Wiggs starts on the outside of row number 1. Daniel Robinson, who starts on the outside of row number 2. He won both the first 2 races of the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi here at the Midwest Winter Nationals back in February. And Daniel, he's going to try and pick up his 3rd win of the year and third win of the year here in the SIC and with the HART Micros. So that's kind of a quick rundown. Imagine right now we're waiting on Jackson Wiggs to get out of his restrictor and into his Outlaw Non-Wing Micro. Say his dad, Jeff, had ran that car in years past, but say Jeff noticed Jackson coming through the ranks, and actually last year I was at Jackson's first ever restrictor race in hot laps. He flipped it right in turn number 2 at Southern Illinois Raceway, and then really didn't cause any damage to the car, and then he ended up coming back out in the feature and won the feature that night. So Jackson Wiggs has learned how to adapt and drive pretty quickly. So we'll see what he can do here tonight in this tight bull ring at the Southern Illinois Center. So let's get a recap right now of your starting lineup. On the front row, it's Matt Veach, Jackson Wiggs, row 2, Kyle Touche, Daniel Robinson, row 3, Andy Bishop, and Cliff Powell. And then rounding out your field on the fourth and final row in the 59. You can't miss in that beautiful orange and purple 59. It'll be Damon Heck out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. So light is out. We're going to kick it off right here with Matt Veach and Jackson Wiggs for the PureMax HART Non-Wing Micros. And we're going to be green right about now. Wiggs, he's going to get a little tight out of 3 and 4. He's going to have to take to the high side. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 positions right on lap number 1. This Daniel Robinson, the inside, really rolling the berm. Kyle Touche in second, but meanwhile, it's Matt Veach out front. Battle for the lead starting to heat up. It's Matt Veach right there. Daniel Robinson took a peek right there in turn number 2. Couldn't quite get the momentum. There he goes. He hits the berm. He gets a little squirrely as he popped the Hoosiers to the sky and lost a little bit of ground, but I know Daniel's going to try and get it back as Kyle Touche is in third. Right now he's being chased down by the 27 aged of Andy Bishop. See that battle for the lead. Matt Veach keeping it. There he goes. Contact between the two friends. And that looks like it may have hurt Veach in some sort of way. Maybe a left front shock. I don't know. But caution is out. I know there is damage to that 57V. So usually they're good friends and teammates, but Robinson got a little impatient right there out of turn number 4. And just skipped across that left front of Matt Veach. And Veach either felt something weird or something broke, and he's pushed off. He rolled down to the back straightaway into the infield, and Daniel Robinson in the lead right now.
I'm going to guess something at the steering box, possibly a Heim joint maybe broke or bent would be my guess. I'm not real sure. It looks like he is going to try to continue. The front end does look a little loose, but we'll see. He's going to tag the tail of the field here.
Yeah, like you said, she does look a little loose and bent in. One to go signal has been given. Light is out. Daniel Robinson, very quick pace down the back straightaway. So everyone's got to hurry up, get lined up, and they are. Daniel Robinson leading us back to green. Robinson with a great start right there. He's going to pull away immediately. Away from Kyle Touche, and there goes Andy Bishop. Now to the inside, trying to take a peek. He makes contact with Touche. We'll see if Bishop can't gain some more momentum as he slides back. Kyle Touche in second, but right now it's Daniel Robinson pulling away. Matt Veach struggling right there at the back of the pack. Don't know if he's still really having steering issues or he's just struggling to get around the 66 with Cliff Powell. It looks like the 27H. Andy Bishop has gone around in turns 3 and 4, and the 57V of Matt Veach came to a stop as well. Veach climbing out of the car. Say Cliff Powell, who was right in front of Veach, had really nowhere to go, and he just kind of went up as Veach was looking to the outside, and they made contact, and Veach went in the wall. First it was the left front, now the right front. So hopefully Veach can rejoin us for this feature. That caution right there out for the 27H of Andy Bishop. So we're going to have to pick up the 57V of Matt Veach. His heat race is over. Hopefully not his night. He can rejoin us for the feature a little bit later. I think that'll probably be 25 to 30 laps in distance. We're going to go signal, going to be given this time to Daniel Robinson. All righty, here we go. We're going to get back underway. Daniel Robinson, very quick restart. He starts right before he gets to turn number 4. He's going to lead him down into turn 1 and out of turn number 2. There's Kyle Touche running in second. There goes Wiggs right to the inside of Touche. Can't quite get the run he needed out of the corner. He stays in third. It's Damon Heck in fourth, Andy Bishop fifth, and Cliff Powell in that sixth spot. White flag out for Daniel Robinson. Winning heat number 1, it's Daniel Robinson. So winning PureMax Racing Oil heat number 1, it's Daniel Robinson, followed by Kyle Touche, Jackson Wiggs, that's your top 3. 4th, Damon Heck. 5th, Andy Bishop. And 6th, and that goes to Cliff Powell. 7th, unable to finish with DNF, that's Matt Veach. So those are your results for PureMax Racing Oil heat number 1. Next up, it's Bright Nights Lights heat number 2. Bright Nights Lights is the brightest lights in the pit area. Hang them on your trailer, and they hang directly over your car while you work on them. And let me tell you what, Darren Nida has them. His grandfather, John Nida, runs the business, and they are definitely some of the brightest lights in the pit area, and it's a great product.
Yeah, hopefully John has been battling some health issues, so hopefully he's feeling better. He's been battling that. I know Darren bought, I don't know if it was Dane or Darren, I saw it come through, and now I don't remember which one of them. Dane or Darren, one of them, bought the stream tonight, so hopefully they're enjoying it. Can't wait to get Darren back on the Hart Tour. He ran all 5 of the nights during the Hoosier Dirt Cup, which was exciting for the series to really, I think, get ourselves into Indiana in a good way. We hope to be there more next year. We've got some exciting ideas for next year. Not quite ready to tell you what we're going to do next year, but some exciting stuff, I think, coming, and people are going to be excited about it as we move forward into 2022. But you can expect to see the Hart Non-Wing Micro Series grow even more for next year.
Yeah, that'll be a great year. Darren Knight, like I said, he's tuning in. He's got 1 win on the year. Got that at US 24 Speedway during the Hoosier Dirt Cup. Thank you for tuning in, Darren and Dane. And here is the lineup for Bright Nights Light, heat number 2. On the pole in the 11, it's Alex Midkiff to his outside. In the 76, it's Craig Miles, row number 2. It's Aaron Skinner in the 47. And then in the 11K from Nason, it's Kylie Griffiths. In row number 3, in the 51B, it's Joe B. Miller. On his outside in the 55K, it's Dylan Kaufman. And then rounding out your field in 7th, in the 4th and final row, in the 101 from Belleville, Illinois, it's Tobias Mitkus. That'll be your lineup for Bright Nights Lights, heat number 2. So the 1 to go signal has been given from Keith Daywig. Alex Midkiff and Craig Miles on your front row. Midkiff ran with us at Macon Speedway and Jacksonville Speedway a couple weeks ago. Had a pair of really, really good runs. We'll see what we can do tonight here at the Bull Ring at Southern Illinois Center. Midkiff a really good start. There goes Kyler Griffiths to the inside. We have a big bobble up and a car on his lid. And that'll be the 47 to Aaron Skinner upside down. And that got really hectic down there in turns 1 and 2. The only car that really made it clean out of there was Alex Midkiff, and somehow Joe B. Miller made it out. I really don't know how Joe B. made it out, but he did. So Kylie Griffiths, Tobias Midkiff, Craig Miles I believe that's Dylan Kaufman involved, and then on his lid will be Aaron Skinner. Not a very big flip or really bumps and bruises by anybody, but just kind of get together.
Yeah, they just, it's a tight racetrack. Cars get together, they start bouncing wheels, and sometimes they get upside down. And it looks like he's going to be able to continue. And I'm guessing unless something's bent bad enough, everybody will be able to continue.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I play iRacing at home, and I always hear, you can't win it in turn one. And I know passing is very difficult here. And I think some people, I don't know if they tried to win it at turn one, but they certainly tried to pick up as many positions as they could.
I think if you're watching at home, you saw that there was a little bit of a bobble on the front row, I think. Not the top, the pole sitter, but outside. And people kind of got together. And once you start getting together, you can't get away from each other on a tight racetrack like this.
Yeah, Craig Miles went right through the middle, and Kyler Griffiths kind of slid up into him, and then everybody just got together from there on out.
It does happen, and unfortunately, some people got upside down. By rule, we are running Wayne County Speedway rules because, we're doing this instead of doing anything on the racetrack today. So Wayne County Speedway rules, 3 or more cars involved in a first lap crash, everybody gets their spot back. So I do imagine if that's the case, if they go with that rule, then everybody will get their spot back.
See Kylie Griffiths in the 11K. She's a regular here in the Southern Illinois area. She runs a lot at Southern Illinois Raceway and then also at Wayne County Speedway. She took a big flip at Coles County Speedway earlier this year. And we actually got a really good video of our normal cameraman, Kenny Suter, hit the nail on the head on that one.
Hey, I got this wreck.
You did get this wreck.
Miracles do happen, folks.
Yeah, that is right. And then Joe B. Miller, he's on the inside of row number 3. He's finished second to Daniel Robinson and third to Cole Kirkman this year here during the Midwest Winter Nationals. You know what? We're going to try it again. It's Alex Midkiff leading us to green. Midkiff hits the berm out of turn number 4. He's going to pop the wheels up, but he's all right down in turns 1 and 2. Everyone a little bit more smooth. Aaron Skinner got all 4 wheels off the ground as he hit that berm just right. And it's Joby Miller working on Skinner back there in that 4th position. Side by side are Kyler Griffiths and Craig Miles down the back straightaway. Miles pretty well surrenders pretty easily to Kyler Griffiths, letting her have the 2nd spot as Joby Miller makes his way into 4th now. Around Aaron Skinner, now Kyler Griffiths starting to work on the 11 of Alex Midkiff. Now Midkiff slowly but surely starting to pull away as there goes Joe B. Miller to the inside of Craig Miles off of turn number 2. He's going to take the spot down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Nice bump there for Miles in turns 3, but doesn't matter to Joe B. Miller keeps on rolling perfectly fine. He's in that 3rd spot. We'll see if Miller has anything now for that McDonald's 11K of Kylie Griffiths. Griffiths usually runs that 11K SIR in the A-Class, but we're happy to have her right now here at DuQuoin. Your current running order: Alex Midkiff, Kylie Griffiths, Joby Miller. That's your top 3. Then it's Craig Miles, Aaron Skinner, top 5. Tobias Midkiff and Dylan Kaufman. That runs out your field as the white flag is out now for Alex Midkiff. But the main battle right now is for the 2nd spot. We'll see if Joby Miller has anything for Kylie Griffiths. I don't think he's going to, as they come out of turn number 4 now. And Alex Midkiff wins Bright Nights Lights, heat number 2. So winning Bright Nights Lights, heat number 2 from Belleville, Illinois, the BP fabrication number 11. It's Alex Midkiff 2nd in the 11K. Kylie Griffiths, Joby Miller makes up your top 3. Craig Miles 4th, Aaron Skinner 5th. Tobias Midkiff and then Dylan Kaufman round out your field. And that'll do it for Bright Nights Lights, heat number 2.
Alex Midkiff, actually, that's a brand new car for Midkiff. He built from the ground up, and he brought that car for the first ever races here to the Midwest Winter Nationals. He ran it with a wing earlier this year. he's been looking really good. He runs wing more than he runs non-wing, but we've seen him a few times now with the HART Series, and that car looks really good without a wing.
Yeah, he said he had some really, really good finishes. Like I said a couple weeks ago at Jacksonville and at Macon. Actually, he finished 5th at Jacksonville, and that was his first top 5 of the year. And he was running top 5 at Macon as well until he had a wheel come off the car, and that resulted in a 15th finishing spot. But Alex Midkiff has looked really, really good here late in the Outlaw non-wing micro car.
Yeah, I think he lost a wheel center, actually. The wheel came off, but I think it was because of a broken wheel center as we get to 1 to go.
So here we go. Let's get your quick lineup on the pole in the 99 for Pocahontas, Illinois. It's Zach Dom to his outside of the 95, Jimmy Wells. Row number 2, it's Cale Coons and Kurt Westerfield. And then row 3 contains Nathan Rector and Shane Heck. And that is your lineup for Kimstream Racefield's heat number 3. So here we go. Zach Dom's going to lead us to green. He doesn't get a very good start. We'll see if that one gets called back. I don't know if it will, and yes, it does. Keith Daywig did not like that one. Zach Dom wasn't going to go till the cone, and Jimmy Wells tried to time it up and didn't quite time it up right.
Yeah, you're supposed to wait till the cone to go. It's a side-by-side deal. That doesn't matter if you're running HART rules or any racetrack rules today for the most part. But the pole sitter sets the pace. Jimmy Wells got a little anxious on the outside, and when he started to go, Dom wasn't quite ready, so he just let him go, and they'll have to try it again.
Hey, Lightning McQueen, ka-chow, you got to get up and go. Jimmy Wells. We'll see if this start isn't this better, and it is much better. Zach Dom's going to lead him down to turn number 1. Pretty smooth as they go down the back straightaway.
Not better if you were Jimmy Wells.
Not better if you were Wells, but much better if you were Zach Dom. Cale Coons files into 3rd. As Coons is getting chased by Nathan Rector. Five down and 5 to go for Zach Dom. Following Dom is Jimmy Wells, Cale Coons, Nathan Rector, Shane Heck, and then Kurt Westerfield. White flag out now for Zach Dom. Winning Kimstream Racefield's heat number 3, it's Zach Dom, followed by Jimmy Wells, Cale Coons, Nathan Rector, Shane Heck. That's your top 5, and Kurt Westerfield rounds out your field in 6th.
We will take an intermission tonight, folks. We may leave the camera on, but turn the volume down. We'll wait and see what we decide to do here. We'll talk a little bit off and on as well, but they do have an intermission for autograph signing for Kenny Schrader and Kenny Wallace are in the house tonight. So they're going to do some autographs, and not sure where they're going to do that at, but they are going to do some autographs, and we'll find out what's going on with that, and then we'll be back with 3 feature events tonight.
Be a somewhat early night, but I know all these fans are going to have a great time meeting Kenny Schrader and Kenny Wallace. Both are really funny guys and super nice people.
On the norm, very different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask Kenny Wallace, apparently, at least when we were all talking about it, standing in a group talking earlier, Kenny Wallace says that Kenny Schrader's a lot more like Kenny Wallace after you get a few beers in Kenny Schrader.
Yeah.
So I will I haven't been around Kenny Schrader when he's had a few beers in him, but I would guess as long as he's been racing, he probably has some good stories and likes to have a little fun too.
Well, I was listening to the Dale Jr. Download, which is Dale Jr.'s podcast, and Kenny Schrader was on there, and man, they had some great stories, and you just have to listen to it. But man, it was really, really funny.
The cool thing about Kenny Schrader is he takes his open trailer, he races his IMCA modified, his UMP modified. He won in a Sportsman at Springfield a couple weeks ago. I think he's 66 years old, still rocking the race car, running the races all over the United States, and having a lot of fun.
Well, this weekend he's running the Silver Crown race with USAC. He's going to run his modified around the DuQuoin Mile, and then on Sunday he's going to run with the Arkham and HART Series. So he's got a lot of racing this weekend. And, like you said, he won the late model Sportsman, and he also ran with USAC Silver Crown at Springfield.
They were talking about whether either of them have raced here before, meaning inside here, inside the Southern Illinois Center. And the question answered by Schrader was no, he had not. Kenny Wallace hasn't technically raced here, but he did practice here, and I think it was a Loyette, possibly midget, when he was getting ready for the Chili Bowl one year. And there comes Kenny Wallace and Kenny Schrader as we speak. Suppose if I was a really good cameraman, I'd show some people getting a chance to get some autographs. This Jeremy Sneed walks down there with them as well. But Kenny Wallace is probably as iconic in racing today as anybody. He's one of those guys who really makes zero care what anybody thinks of what he says. He says what he believes, and he works with it. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to listen to him next time. But he's going to tell you what he thinks and what he likes.
He's a great follow on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter, and he's one heck of a follow.
Jimmy Deering is there talking to Kenny Wallace now. Jimmy Deering works at Tri-City Speedway and also at I-55 Raceway, which is owned by Kenny Schrader. So those guys all see each other on the regular. It looks like they're going to walk out to the Mazenay area to sign autographs. So we will not be able to show the autograph signing, so we'll just zoom out here and let you see the dirt work, as they are going to work the top of the racetrack a little bit. It would appear to try and get a top groove. If you guys were trying it, Lucas, they were trying the top. They just couldn't quite get it to work in heat racing action, but the track did widen out quite a bit.
Yeah, the midgets really tried, and it worked maybe a little bit, and then they had it in the first heat for the for the HART non-wing micros, but then it just really blew off and kind of went away. And also, Brianna over here just told me Kenny has TikTok. So honestly don't know if I have a follow, but I'm sure it's very entertaining. And so if you like TikTok, you can get
I know what? I have never downloaded TikTok.
What?
Nope. Stay off of that. I just avoid it. You know what I do? It's way easier and less time consuming because all my friends send me TikTok videos. So I just watch the ones they send me. So I figure those are the funniest ones anyway. So then I don't, because if anybody knows me, if I got on TikTok, I would just be like lost in TikTok probably, watching all this stupid, crazy, funny, serious, whatever videos. And I'd never get anything done. My buddy Corey Powell actually used to give me a hard time because back when, must have been 2002, I'm old, one of the first like dirt track racing games on a computer, you could play online and stuff. I'd come home from work. I worked as a 911 dispatcher at the time. I come home from work after a 12-hour shift, and I should go to bed, and I'd stay up 2 hours just racing this stupid game. Or I'd get on the computer to do Tri-State Speed Review, which I used to do, and then I would get playing that, and then all of a sudden I'd be on deadline, and I'd be like, crap, I don't have my stuff done yet. So I am horrible about that kind of stuff, so I'm better off just to avoid it.
Yeah, so TikTok, I make some great TikTok videos, by the way. Grassroots Racing News.
Says you.
Yeah, check it out. I'm telling you, they're like, if you want some mixtapes like that are minute long, awesome. I mean, it's kind of scary, I'm not going to lie, but they're pretty cool. But yeah, it's good to pass time, especially at night when I need to do homework. And
when you should be doing dishes.
Hey,
so you don't get in trouble
I
at
do
home?
need to do dishes at home, and I actually have accounting homework I got to do tonight too. So not to be a bad thing, but somewhat of an early night. But I may go listen to Riley Green. He's in concert over there, and by golly, I like Riley Green. So I may go over there and listen to him.
Jamie Johnson too, or Riley Green, or both? Riley Green's the headliner.
So I'm going to go listen to that.
Jamie Johnson isn't the headliner?
Who's that? I don't know who Jamie Johnson
Okay,
is.
folks, if you know who Jamie Johnson is,
Here, I'll look it up on Spotify. I'm sure I got to know a song. Jamie Johnson. In color, high cost of living, like that. Never seen it. Oh, wait, is it like, oh, wait, I think I know what it is. Hold on, let me listen to this real quick.
hey, we're gonna turn Lucas off apparently because he wants to hear some music from Jamie Johnson. But as we were talking about earlier, we do have some great racing action coming up for the PureMax Regional HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. Did you listen to some of it?
Oh, okay, I've heard that song. The other ones, I have no idea. So in color, I have heard, which is a good thing. But the other ones, I have no idea.
At any rate, let's get back to racing here instead of talking about In Color. I mean, it's a great song.
It is not a bad song.
It is a great song. He's got some great – I've never been a huge Jamie Johnson fan, but his popular songs are very, very good. There's no doubt about it. I don't even know who Riley Green is.
What? Yeah, numbers on the cars.
Nope. He's younger. That's why I'm old. I don't know who he is. Anyway, back to racing.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, Lucas. I apologize.
Sorry. We're having a great conversation.
These people here are probably wondering why we're even talking about this stuff. But at any rate, what was I talking about? The HART Series. We got 5 more races scheduled with the HART Series. 2 one on the 10th, 1 on the 11th.
Coles, Wayne, and then Tri-City.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Wayne, and then Tri-City. That's our 5 races. We've ran 18 times counting tonight. That would make 23 races if we get them all in.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
That's a lot more than I thought it had been.
Yep, I counted them up. 17 times we've ran this year.
I got to count that now.
So it's been pretty cool. We've got a lot in. We've progressed every year now. So the first year we ran 7. The second year we got 15 or 16 in. And this year we're already at 17.
18. Yeah, dang, that is crazy. Wow.
You lose track when you're having fun, don't you?
I guess.
And Lucas, I've given Lucas a hard time, but he's broadened his horizons a little bit. He's doing some football.
Filming for the football radio station.
Are you talking on the radio too, or just filming?
Just filming.
You're not a football speaker?
Oh, I'll talk. I'll get on the radio anytime you want. I love talking on the radio.
But you're not getting a chance yet.
They haven't let me on yet.
Gotcha.
That's a good way to put it. I like doing baseball games, so that's fun.
Lucas is broadening his horizons, but he'll go to college in the fall, and we'll miss him fall of next year, right?
Yep, going to Belmont Abbey College in Charlotte, North Carolina for a bachelor's in motorsport management.
So we'll miss him with the HART Series after that point, but we'll take all the Lucas we can get until then.
We have good times.
So 5 more races. Hopefully we can get to 23 with the HART Series. We're going to step aside. We'll put the please stand by screen up. Let everybody take a break, and we'll be back probably, I'm going to say at about 5 or 10 till we'll be back, and we'll start filling again. That'll be 10 to 15 minutes, but we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back. They have been called to their cars. Midget feature will be up first. I'm DuQuoin Hewlett. Lucas Halbert alongside, and the lovely lady behind the scenes I won't say anymore because she might hit me or do that.
Or yeah, do that.
Fly the bird in my direction. At any rate, thanks everybody for watching. We greatly appreciate you coming on board tonight. Hopefully you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Hewlett Public Pro LLC. It's where you're watching us right now. Go subscribe, please. I feel like Graham Allen asking everybody to like and share and subscribe. But please do all those things. We're trying to promote the HART Series and micro racing in general, so we ask that you please subscribe to the channel, share everything that you see our HART Series do, and we'll keep pushing the series forward in micro sprint racing in general. But, of course, first of all, Kenny. Oh, you're not Kenny, are you?
I'm not Kenny. Kenny's not here tonight.
Yeah, you can tell how much I've been working with Kenny this week, can't you?
Yep.
But high school sports have started, so it's like Kenny. I did a game with Kenny last night. It was like Kenny. That's like I never considered myself a great announcer anyway, but the one thing I was really horrible at was I just kind of start talking, and sometimes like the wrong track comes out of my mouth or the wrong car comes out of my mouth, or I just start talking and my brain can't keep up with my tongue, apparently. That's the only thing I can figure out. But at any rate, Midgets, Lucas are next.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. I'm going to get the lineup here, but I know Joby Miller's going to be probably starting up front. Daniel Robinson will be up there. There's a lot of heavy hitters. Shane Cottle, Jerry Coons Jr., they're all in the field. One moment, and we'll have the lineup and ready to go. At least we'll give you the first couple rows. Yep, Daniel Robinson starting on the pole.
That's not fair.
Probably not, considering he has 2 and maybe even 3 or 4 wins after tonight here in this building this year. And then Braden Lynch is on the outside of row number 1. Rylan Gray, Jake Newman, that's row 2. And then row 3, next few rows are pretty good drivers back there. And we'll dive into that a little bit later, but it's a pretty solid lineup. While we're also kind of waiting, I know they're just maybe putting some water down over turns 3 and 4, but while you got a moment, hop on Twitter. Let us know where you're watched from, or make sure to give us a follow at Heart Micros. And make sure to tag us or just do hashtag Heart Micros. And then also get on Instagram, Heart Micros. Once again, make sure to give us a follow and then like our Facebook page, Heart or Heartland Auto Racing Tour.
Yeah, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share it. Also, Facebook. That's where you can get the fastest information and the most information about the HART Series. We do have our website, www.heartlandautoracingtour.com.
And it is freshly updated on the schedule.
The schedule is up to date as of 5 minutes ago.
Less than that.
because I took our break to update the schedule because I hadn't put those on there yet. So
working hard.
Darren Cole, who may or may not be watching right now, I don't know if he is or not, but Darren Cole messaged me and said, "Where can I find the schedule?" I said, "It's on our website, but it's not updated." And I went over and updated it real quick, came back and said, "Okay, now it's updated."
Yep.
It's making good use of your time is what that is, see?
Very. Then we have something to announce and talk about.
Yeah. Exactly.
5 races left. I won't be there, but we got Coles County, not this weekend, but the next. So September 10th, we're at Coles County. And then the night after that on September 11th on Remembrance Weekend, we're at Wayne County Speedway. And then the 24th and 25th, okay, I'm right. We have Dan Robinson Memorial weekend. That'll be September 24th and 25th, also at Wayne County Speedway. And then we're going to finish out our year a month later, October 23rd at Tri-City Speedway. And then whether that's in Granite City or Pontoon Beach, I don't know. It's literally everywhere I look, it's different. But that's where we're going to end up our season.
We've tried that the last year as well. We had 4 races or 5 races scheduled there last year and got one of them in. We've had one scheduled this year and got one of them in.
We're supposed to have been there like 7 times. I've never been able to make a single one. And
Darren Cole must be watching because he just messaged me and said, "That's right." And I love you. Well, I love you too. And my phone is ringing, but I can't answer it because I'm busy.
We are busy.
I ought to respond with, "I can't answer right now," shouldn't I?
Probably.
But I do some other stuff on the side as help with my cousin's rental properties, and that was one of the tenants calling me, so I probably ought to see what's going on. But we'll see how it works out. Anyway, They've been called to their cars, but I don't know how well anybody can hear outside. So, hey, what do you say we go through the starting lineup completely?
Might as well. Let's
start at the back.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Let me see if I've got it loaded up here correctly. I've got my race pass.
That's all right.
Thanks for sharing, but I've got it too.
That's good.
Okay, I'll do the 10th row. You do the odd rows. I'll do the even rows.
Okay.
Starting in row number 10, all by himself, the 17X is Kurt Stellhorn.
In row number 9 on the outside, in the 37X, it's Joey Pax, and then 2 is inside also, but this one in the 37T, it's Shane Cockrum.
Outside row number 8, this 4K is Kayla Rowell, and inside row number 8, the 53 is Sean Robbins.
On the outside of row number 7, in the 23, it's Patrick Ryan, then down to his inside in the 55, it's Mr. Chuck Walker.
Outside row number 6, the 51R is Will Armitage, and inside the 91, it's Zach Dahm.
In row number 5, that contains the 37 Donnie Gentry on the outside, and then down to the bottom, the 93C, it's Chet Gerke.
Outside row number 4, the 2MD driven tonight by Jerry Coons, and inside the 75 AU is Brian Stanfill.
In the number 3 on the in the third row, not the number 3, on the third row on the outside, it's the throttle Shane Cottle, and then down to the inside in the 49B from Millersville, Missouri, it's Joe B. Miller.
Outside row number 2, driving the 3 in, it's Jake Newman, and inside row number 2, the 81 is Rylan Gray.
Then on your front row, in the 1K from Springfield, Illinois, and the Rusty Coons Racing 1K, it's Brayton Lynch. And then starting on the pole from just up the road in Ewing, Illinois, in the McCreary Motorsports 57D, it's Daniel Robinson.
Bree, who's going to win?
You're going to give it to Rylan? Wow.
Bree's picking Rylan.
He hasn't won a USAC Midwest Regional Midget win year race yet.
Are you sure?
I know he has. I'm not 1,000, but I'm pretty sure.
You're right. I think you're right. I was just wondering if you were ever going to get it spit
Chet
out or
Gerke
not.
won both of the Midwest Speed D2 races this year back in February, and I know Chance Crumb's not here tonight, but he's won the last 4 of the 5 USAC Midwest Regional. He's running really good tonight. He's running really good.
So who's going to win, Lucas? Who you got?
It's tough between Daniel and Jake. Because not Dake, whatever. Yeah.
Jake and Daniel?
Jake and Daniel. Daniel's got this place figured out like the back of his hand. And then Jake, Brayton Lynch has a good shot too. But honestly, I'm going to give it to Daniel. This place has been hard to pass, but if this track reworked, we'll see.
Yeah, the bottom, they left the bottom slick, so the bottom shouldn't be quite as good as it was earlier. There's a little moisture at the top. Hopefully somebody can get on the top and make something work. But giving Daniel Robinson the pole is not fair.
Lethal.
It's just not fair. That's all you can say about it. It's just not fair. So
yeah.
He's going to be tough to beat. But I'm not going to take somebody on the front row since one.
And actually,
you got the both cars in this row. Who did you actually pick?
Well, I think Daniel. But actually, I think the last time the McCreary Motorsports 57D was in this building, Aiden Robinson was behind the wheel. I think
Aiden Purdue.
Aiden, man, you know what? My brain is not thinking as fast as the words coming out of my mouth. Like you were having that earlier. I think Aiden Purdue, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last time that car was in the building.
I do believe you're right. He ran in the spring in the 57.
Mm-hmm.
But so are you picking Jake or are you picking Daniel? Daniel won 2 heart races the first weekend. He won
I'll
both
just go Daniel. He's got the whole shot. And he just got. He knows
you can't pick somebody besides the pole sitter.
Okay.
Cheater.
We'll be bold and go. I'm not picking front row. Let's go Joby.
I'm going to go all the way back to outside row number 4. Jerry Coons.
I looked at that for a second.
That's who I'm going to. Jerry Coons, the
He's
wily
smart.
veteran, is going to stay out of trouble. There'll be at least 2 cautions in front of him. And he'll pass enough cars to get a win. That's what I'm saying.
Shane Cottle. Oh, Shane Cottle's another one to watch too, because Cottle, you see in the sprint car all the time. He just knows how to roll the bottom. He's killed people doing that, and he could very well do that here tonight.
My theory has to be with probably a couple of those, either Newman, Cottle, Miller, and or Robinson, probably getting taken out in one of those cautions or 2 of those cautions.
Yeah.
If that has to, in order for Jerry to have a shot, that's got to happen. 2 or 3 of those guys have to be caught up in something.
Yeah.
And not that I'm, as Bree says, I'm not trying to put any bad juju on. I'm just saying, but picking somebody
You're being
deep,
honest.
deep in the field. It's probably going to take some help, but Jerry, if anybody can start deep in the field here and get something done, I think it's Jerry Coons Jr. Yeah,
he did. I saw Jerry had the bottom going in the heat race.
He did. I think that he's the one to watch from semi-deep in the field. And, of course, you got Chet Gerke, who's back there. Of course, he's got the D2 midget, but this place doesn't need a whole lot of power. He's figured out how to get around here, so we'll see what he's able to do as well. And then the restrictor. I'll tell you what, there's only 4 cars. We'll see if there's 4 for the feature, but that
Baldwin ran away.
Those 3 cars could put on a really good race in a
really
restrictor feature, because Baldwin hasn't raced much this year. I just saw him for the first time at Wayne County this past weekend, and he was doing. They were doing a bunch of other stuff as a family and spending some time in Florida in the summertime and so on and so forth. But he was fast right out the gate.
Yeah,
and he won on Friday night, second on Saturday night.
Really?
And so I'm going to tell you that I think that feature, even with only 3 cars, it could be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you see those guys run a lot at Southern Illinois Raceway and then at Wayne County Speedway, and they're all relatively close. Cameron Sneed, kid's a lead foot. Foot never comes off the pedal. He'll drive it in there as hard as anybody. So we'll see if Cameron Sneed can't pull something out of a hat and what he can do here.
Yeah, I think he can make some stuff. That car looks sharp.
It does. I'm glad.
If he makes that thing half as fast as it looks good, he's going to win some races.
Yeah, and I have breaking news about the HART Nominee Micro Series starting lineup. Guess who's on the pole? Daniel Robinson.
Well, we won't pick winners in the HART Series race.
We won't do that.
No, we got to avoid that. We can do that in the midget race because we have no dogs in the fight.
That is right. So Joe B starts on the outside of row number 3. Starts 6th in our feature, and then Zach Dahm and Alex Midkiff make up row 2. That's interesting. That's not a
I tell you what, Alex has been fast without the wing. Alex Midkiff has been fast without the wing.
If you go back and listen to this, you should go to non-wing. Go back to non-wing.
That's a subliminal message from Lucas. Go to non-wing. Alex, go to non-wing.
So
that's a not so subtle message.
That is right.
To Alex Midkiff to go non-wing racing, but he has looked good. That car has looked really good without the wing.
Yeah, ever since Macon. I mean, it's just he had that wheel come off, but Jacksonville too scored a top 5 at Jacksonville.
Flying.
He was
at Macon.
He was about as fast as Jake Cheatham.
Yeah,
and Cheatham was half a drag ahead of everybody.
Jake was flying that night as well. There's Kylie Griffiths coming out to take a look at the racetrack. Kylie took as bad of a wreck as we've ever had in the HART Series at Coles County. That was a nasty tumble she took at Coles County. That
was pretty big. But didn't she race next weekend, or she took the weekend off? But because we were at Southern Illinois Raceway the next night, she took the next night off.
Nickliches are watching tonight, I believe. They were one of the people that bought the subscription tonight, so hopefully they're able to get a car back together at some point. That whose car she was racing the night that she flipped so hard. She's been racing her car, had been racing her car in A class, and then the Nicklich car in Outlaw. So cars are being pushed on the racetrack. I can't tell which one of the 37s was the first one.
I'm going to go with that. Might be Shane Cockrum, because that looks similar to what his Silver Crown car looks like.
But the
same colors.
Jake Newman machine was the second one out. Sean Robbins is back out. Daniel Robinson is out here. So the front rows are well represented early here, getting pushed onto the racetrack. And we're just about ready to go. You folks at home ready to go? Drop us a line. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and what you expect to see in this feature here tonight from the Southern Illinois Center. And Sam Johnson said that Will Armitage said they haven't heard them called, but then Sam Johnson said, I called Jake Newman to win. And apparently Rylan Gray has some fans watching. He's got a couple. Teresa Thornborough and Darcy Gray saying, let's go Rye. So drop us a message on here. Let us know who you think's going to win tonight's feature event here at Southern Illinois Center. The USAC Regional Midgets in the house tonight. It's a regional midget show with some big regional names on the racetrack, and they're here already, right? Some of them are going to be running at the mile on Sunday and Monday, so why not just come a couple days early and run a micro or a midget too? Yeah,
I know Shane Cockrum was 100% going to run. I'm sure Jerry Coons Jr. probably will as well.
So we are just about ready to get underway.
Yeah. Shane Cottlewell.
And it's going to be a good race. I think get 19 of these bad boys out here on the racetrack, and it'll be action all over the place. It always is here at the Southern Illinois Center.
Yeah, I've been here multiple times for the Shamrock Classic and Junior Knepper, or the Knepper 55. And both those races have, I mean, put on one heck of a show. Tanner Thorson got it done one year and Thomas Meserol the other. But this should be a really fun feature.
Slide Job City is what
I hope
it should be by the time we get done. I'm not sure how many laps they're running. What's it say on the thing?
I want to say 25, but we get it built up a curb. This place is going to be gnarly.
It'll be great for our PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi feature event.
30 laps, man.
30 laps.
I'll be darned.
I'll be darned.
Or is it I'll be darned? Is that what it is?
Yeah, For those wondering at home, Lucas don't get out a lot. So we try to, we're teaching him as we go throughout the summer here, getting him ready for college.
Yeah, I gotta get ready for that. I'll be here before we know it.
Lucas is one of those kids that took full advantage of dual credit courses though, and came out of high school as like a sophomore already in college. Is that right?
Well, I was supposed to graduate in December. Then I got a text from my mom today saying, you still have classes to take. And I'm like, no. So hopefully I can graduate in December, but we'll see. But you know what? I haven't graduated to the midget ranks yet because I've never been behind the wheel of a race car, and we're ready to go. USAC Midwest Regional Midget Racing here at the Southern Illinois Center and the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds in DuQuoin, Illinois.
Take a venture around the racetrack, show you all the cars that are out here thus far. As it looks like we got a large portion of them on the racetrack already.
Do you happen to know who owns the 37s? Because I feel like I know, but I can't remember who it is.
I do not know.
I do not know either. I was parked by them at Chili Bowl this last year, but I can't 100% remember. But either way, they always bring out 2 or 3 cars to this area, and happy to have 3 of them out here tonight with Shane Cochran, Joey Paxton, and Donnie Gentry. So those guys are in the 37s. So let's go ahead and just do a quick recap of your starting lineup on the pole in the 57D. That's Daniel Robinson on his outside, starting second. The 1K, it's Brayton Lynch in row 2, Rylan Gray and Jake Newman in row 3, Joe B. Miller, Shane Cottle row 4, Brian Stanfield and Jerry Coons Jr. Row number 5, starting 9th, it's Chet Gerke and Donnie Gentry, Zach Dom, Will Armitage, they make up row number 6. Chuck Walker and Patrick Ryan in 7. In 8, it's Sean Robbins and Kayla Royale, Shane Cochran and Joey Paxton. They are in row number 9. And then starting 19th, the last but certainly not least, the next level medal, 17X, that's Mr. Kurt Stellhorn. So that is a quick recap or rundown of your lineup for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets here at DuQuoin. 30 laps will be the distance. $3,000 to win, $300 to start. And actually, $3,000 is quite a bit to win for one of these Midwest regional shows. I think they usually run for maybe $1,500 to $1,000. So even just a normal USAC national midget feature is $3 grand to win. So these guys running for a little bit of extra money. When the money's on the line, you know it's going to be a great night. To Chet Gerke. Keep your eye on that 93 Steve, the Shepherdsville, Kentucky native. He won both USAC Midwest Speed D2 midget features back in February. So watch out for that Chet Gerke in the 93C. Daniel Robinson starts on the pole. In February, he won 2 PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi Features in this building. starts on the pole for this feature, and he's actually going to start on the pole for the Outlaw Nominee feature a little bit later. So everyone's making their way towards their starting positions.
Who was that just cut across the infield to get to outside row 2?
That is Joe B. Miller right there.
The 88.
The 88, that is Shane Cottle, I believe, in the 86. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it was the 86. I'm sorry.
You're good.
He got to his position a whole lot faster by doing that, though. I'll give him credit for that.
Got to do what you got to do to get the show moving. So here we go. Not going to see the one-to-go signal yet, but the lineup is almost set. I know we got 1 or 2 cars to get left in their position. And then that yellow light's going to be shut off for an entire lap. The green one's going to come on, and we're going to be green. So I'm glad the fumes haven't been too bad tonight, especially since we're kind of elevated. So that's a bonus, especially when I got to breathe a lot. But here we go. We're going to get the one-to-go signal this time by Daniel Robinson on your front row, along with Brayton Lynch, Riley Gray, Jake Newman, row number 2, and then it's Joe B. Miller and Shane Cottle. That is your 3rd row. So here we go. The light is out. It's 3,000 to win, 300 to start here at the Southern Illinois Center, and we are green on Daniel Robinson. Robinson going to lead it nice and easy down to turn number 1. Everyone kind of trying to stay the nosebleed. It's Brayton Lynch really going through the middle. And it's Riley Gray sliding into 2nd. Brayton Lynch gets the wall to turn number 1. He loses about 4 or 5 feet. Jake Newman at the wheel stand in turn number 1. He's going to make his way to the inside. Then Riley Gray, he's going to take that 2nd position down the back straightaway. Watch out for Jake Newman. But Daniel Robinson, like I said, has his place figured out like the back of his hand. His bottom's really going to slick it off. So we'll see what happens as this race goes on. And Jerry Coons Jr., Dwayne called it. Jerry Coons Jr. really working that middle group, trying to get something going. He's going to go to the inside and Shane Cottle down the back straightaway. Can he get the position? No, he cannot. Shane Cottle shuts the door. Jake Newman now starting to catch Daniel Robinson. Newman down to the bottom, gets his brake, loses the momentum, drops all the way down the back straightaway. Right now they've broken and breaking away from 3rd place running Rylan Gray. See Newman trying to get down to the bottom in turn 1 and 2. He goes down and starts to slide up through the slick and loses all momentum that he really had. With Joe B. Miller working on Riley Gray in that 3rd spot. As Daniel Robinson, now your leader, starting to work in the lap traffic. Robinson now goes up through the middle. Like I said, working through lap traffic, trying to put as many cars as he can between himself and Jake Newman. Jake Newman put 2 or 3 lap cars now between himself and Riley Gray, as Gray's kind of holding up everybody from behind him. Behind him is Joe B. Miller, Shane Cottle, Jerry Coons Jr., and Brayton Lynch. Then you got a host of guys, Ryan Stanfield, Zach Don, and Chet Gurton. This is Joe B. Miller can make a move on that 9 to that 81. This is a clear track now for a little bit for your leader, Jake Newman. Jake Newman almost goes around in turns 1 and 2. He loses lots of tracks. So now Daniel Robinson with a very, very comfortable lead. That's got a full straightaway. The full straightaway lead now for Daniel Robinson. Jake Newman trying everything he can now as this track really starts to curve up a little bit, starting to gain the top. There goes Jerry Coons Jr. now. He's into the 3rd spot. Caution is out. Caution is out. Jerry Coons Jr. was on the move, and he was making some big moves right there from the outside to the inside. The caution is out for the 23. And Patrick Ryan and Zach Dahm in the 91 stopped on the front straightaway. Someone lost a Nerf bar. But holy cow, that was some pretty dandy racing. Lap traffic holding everybody up. But you know what? When you run on the bull ring, things like that are going to happen. So Jake Newman was really competing with Daniel Robinson there for a minute. Matt lost in turns 1 and 2, and that allowed Robinson to have nearly half a track. But Dwayne, you called it. Jerry Coons Jr., he's the man on the move now. He's up to 5th and was almost up to 4th there for a minute.
Yeah, he's running pretty well. It's really hard to watch when you're trying to video, and I'm probably not doing the best at that, but I am doing the best I can. To try to keep everybody seeing what's going on, but it's all over. I mean, once they got into lap traffic, the racing was all over the place. It was too wide everywhere.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't have much of an idea. I knew his leaders were in about 3rd, 5th, or 6th. So right now, since we got a caution, let's get a quick rundown. I have 9 laps down, so 21 to go. Currently out front, it's Daniel Robinson, Jake Newman, Rylan Gray. That's your top 3. Joby Miller, Shane Cottle. That's your top 5. Jerry Coons Jr., Brayton Lynch, Brian Stanfield in 8th, Chet Gerke, then Zach Dahm in 10th, Will Armitage 11th, Donnie Gentry 12th, Patrick Ryan, Chuck Walker, Kurt Stelhorn, that is 15th.
Dahm will go to the tail if he's able to continue because he stopped on the racetrack. Newman has been fast all evening long. He got caught up with a lap car a little bit, got a little sideways, lost some ground, but he has to probably feel like, Lucas, that this is what he needed to get back on the back bumper of Robinson and give some pressure to the race leader.
That's what he had to have after he almost after he spun out in turns 1 and 2. Robinson had a full straightaway lead on him, and around here that's really tough to do unless some lap traffic got in the way. So this really almost saves Jake Newman's race. But a caution was bound to come out around here with still 20 laps to go. So we'll see what happens here. Still a long time to go around this small little bull ring.
It seemed like they raced a long time. I can't believe they only had 9 laps finished here. It seemed like they ran a lot longer than that.
That's what I thought as well, but my race pass and live timing, that's what I have, so I'm going to try and...
Well, you did probably go back a lap because of where the caution was. So.
Oh, about to drop my phone. So Patrick Ryan at the 23, his night is over.
Chad Niklich says they're just waiting on the chassis to come back from Flea, and he'll have it ready to go again.
Flea does.
Joey Paxton's wife is watching from Connorsville, Indiana. Go, Joey. Thanks for watching, Tara. Greatly appreciate it. Jessica Coons is watching, said good luck Rylan Gray and Joey Paxton. And the barn bar will burn down if Daniel parks it. That's what Bobby Milzer says. So getting a lot of good fun here. And I'm doing a horrible job with the camera. I apologize.
You ain't doing too shabby.
Well, I kind of let it drop there. At any rate, while I was reading messages, I let the camera drop. But we do appreciate everybody jumping on and letting us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. I know when everybody goes back to watch this, they'll be able to see when and how and who you were rooting for. So they will appreciate seeing everybody giving them some shout-outs. So pick your favorite driver. Let them know you're watching and rooting for them as we have 21 laps remaining here in the USAC Regional Midget feature. Daniel Robinson, your race leader. Jake Newman running in the second spot, and he is right back where he spent a lot of the first 5 or 6 laps, Lucas, right on the push bumper of the race leader.
Yeah, he's right there. This caution's a big break for him, so we'll see what they can do before they get to lap traffic. But here we go. Daniel Robinson is going to lead us back to green here at DuQuoin. Robinson right to the top. He's going to work that high side. There goes Riley Gray to the bottom. Pancreas is running. There goes Newman trying to take a peek to that left rear of Daniel Robinson. Can't quite get it off in turn number 4. We'll see what happens. But Jerry Coons Jr. and Shane Connell, no surprise, no driver, rolling the bottom right there. Turns 1 and 2. Jake Newman doing about almost everything he can right now. Get right there and make a move on Daniel Robinson. But that bottom is there, just so slicked off. Here goes Joe B. Miller to the inside of Riley Gray. He's going to slide up through the slick. And 2 drivers now are pounding it. We're really rolling the bottom better than anybody, to nobody's surprise. Jerry Coons Jr. and Shane Cottle. Here they go. And Jake Newman in the wall in turns 1 and 2. Jake Newman in the wall. Wow, I don't know what happened, but Jake Newman in the wall in turns 1 and 2. My goodness. This changes things, Dwayne.
Yeah, it changes things a bunch. And if nothing changes on how things have went thus far, it might allow the 57 of Daniel Robinson to get out on the restart. But I would imagine that Gray will have to protect the bottom, because if he doesn't, this track is starting to widen. The top is fast, and Joe B. Miller or Jerry Coons or one of those guys are going to throw a bomb on this restart if he doesn't protect the bottom.
Yeah, say Riley Gray and Joe B. are kind of battling right there, but no one's really getting anywhere with the lines they are running. They're both kind of maybe hitting the bottom, but they're sliding up through the slick. But the 2 drivers that weren't going through the slick, Jerry Coons Jr. and Shane Cottle. When do they ever not know how to run the bottom perfectly? And right now they're doing it. Dwayne, your prediction is becoming better and better by the second. Jerry Coons Jr. is on the move.
He's up to 4th right now, if I can correctly say that. I think he is, right? He is. So I'll tell you what, I said he needed 2 cautions, and unfortunately for Jake Newman, the first one was his.
Yeah.
We'll see if he gets another one from somebody in front of him.
Yeah, this is going to be really close. We'll see if Joe B. has anything for Ryland Gray. Say Joe B., he's made the Chili Bowl in Maine. You got to be pretty good to do that. So we'll see what he can do. Light is out. This is going to be really, really fun. Here we go. With 17 laps to go, we're almost halfway. And we're back green here at Southern Illinois Center. There goes Daniel Robinson right to the top. It's Joe B. right through the middle. Riley Gray protects the bottom. Really good turn right there for Riley Gray, but we'll see how it pays off. Now Daniel Robinson's moved to the bottom in turns 3 and 4, but he's staying truthful to the high side for 22. Oh, big contact between Joe B. Miller. Miller loses so much momentum in so many spots. He slides back, but caution is out for Jake Newman once again. Well, we got another caution out for Jake Newman. Not for sure what's going on with the New Berlin native. It's very unusual for
I'll
Newman.
tell you who's happy to see that. Joe B. Miller.
Yeah.
Joe B. Miller is as happy as anybody right now, because that caution is going to give him his spot back, because they did not complete the lap.
Yeah, he was going to be in a lot of trouble. Him and Riley Gray got together in turns 3, and Joe B. lost, 5 or 6 spots, and he had no shot to win it after that. That caution saved his race.
Ryland had been running the bottom, and he went into turn 3 and decided to take the top, which I think is the faster line for most of the guys on the racetrack right now. And Joe B. had been running the top trying to get to his outside, and they made contact over there in turn 3 and was disastrous, but saved by the proverbial bell was Joe B. Miller.
Yeah, Joe B. is going to have another shot right here. We'll see if he can capitalize on it. And Riley Gray hung pretty good right there with Daniel Robinson that time. We'll see if he can't keep it up.
Well, he was making the bottom work.
He was.
He was just losing a little ground to Robinson, so I think he wanted to try the top, because that's where Robinson had been running. You can't really blame him for that.
Here we go. Joe B. Miller, can he capitalize? Riley Gray, let's find out with 16 to go. 15 to go, excuse me. Daniel Robinson with a really, really good restart that time. Riley Gray, not as good as it was last time. He's going to go to the bottom. Joe B. at the top in 3 and 4. While Robertson comes down, go to the high side. Here comes Jerry Coons Jr. to the inside, trying to take a peek to the inside of Joby Miller. Off of turn number 2, can't quite get the running lead. But Chet Gerke now coming through the field. Watch out for that 9-3C. He's up to 6. And Daniel Robinson just right now up in that high side. Now here comes Joby Miller trying to find a way around Riley Gray, but whether it's in the top, Gray just kind of shuts the door off of when he comes off the bottom. But Joby's just right there, but can't quite. There he goes, a good run down the back straightaway. Joby Miller, we'll see if he can get up the line. Yes, he can. Joby Miller into second. Here we go. This battle, we're going to probably have the same battle in the micro feature. But here we go, Joby Miller and Daniel Robinson. This is going to be a battle for the ages if Miller can get up to him. Here comes Chet Gerke. He's in that 5th position now. Chet Gerke making some moves. Right now it's Daniel Robinson in 1st. Joby Miller, Riley Gray in 3rd. White flag is out for Daniel Robinson. Daniel Robinson picked up 2 hard on the micro series wins earlier this year. And right here he's going to win his first USAC Midwest Regional Midget win of the year here at DuQuoin. So Daniel Robinson is going to get the win here at the Southern Illinois Center in DuQuoin, Illinois with the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets. That'll be his first win of the year. And Daniel Robinson starts on the pole, starts P1, finishes P1. Joby Miller finishes 2nd. 3rd goes to Jerry Coons Jr., 4th. I believe that will go to Rylan Gray. And then finishing with the top 5 is Chet Gerke. Great run by the Shepherdsville, Kentucky native.
Wasn't the best donut you'll ever see. He just threw the steering wheel out. Maybe I'm not sure if he's excited and he threw the steering wheel out or if he's upset with his donut performance.
Probably both. We know Daniel. He's always full of emotion, kind of like the micro sprint of T-Mez, I guess you could say. Almost. We're getting there. But Daniel, there he goes. Oh, yeah, always an excited guy. Out of Ewing, Illinois, that's Daniel Robinson. So let's get the field rundown. Daniel Robinson brings it home. His first USAC Midwest Regional Midget win of the year. 2nd, Joby Miller. 3rd, Jerry Coons Jr. 4th, Rylan Gray. 5th, that's Chet Gerke. 6th, Shane Cottle. 7th, Shane Cockrum. 8th, Brian Stanfield. 9th, that's Zach Dahm. Great recovery there by Zach Dahm. 10th is Brayton Lynch. 11th, Will Armitage. 12th, Sean Robbins. 13th, Donnie Gentry. 14th, that's Jake Newman. 15th, Joey Paxton. 16th, Kayla Roel. 17th, Kurt Stohorn. 18th, Chuck Walker. And then rounding out your field on the 23, that's Patrick Ryan.
Unfortunately, we don't have house sound, so we won't be able to get the interview very well here. A.J. Felker owns the 37s.
That's right. I knew that. He's done that he's owned them, those 37s for a long time, too.
Darcy is Ryland's mom. She's at home in Greenfield, Indiana, watching us tonight. So
I've been up that way before.
I want to thank her for tuning in and checking us out tonight. Hopefully everybody's enjoying yourselves. Once again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get, the more we can promote the HART Series and micro sprint racing and midget racing when we get the chance like we have here tonight.
That is right. So if any of you guys were sticking around for the USAC Midwest Regional Midgets, please stick around for the Restrictors and the PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. I know those will both be great features, especially since this track is really starting to white it out.
Yeah, the track should be really good for the non-wing feature a little bit later. Yeah, he got. Jason's talking to Joe B right now about that caution. turned you down so you didn't make weird noises, which
That's
you
okay.
started to make when you took your headset
My
off.
eyes are starting to water. I'm not going to lie. The fumes are starting to get to me, so.
How are the fumes getting to you?
I don't know, but my eyes are starting to water. It's starting to burn, really.
Quit rubbing them.
They're burning. Like,
You sound like a guy that ate a hot pepper. They're burning.
yeah, those, I can usually eat those, but those aren't too bad. But oh boy. So next up we have the restrictors. And then we're going to have the PureMax Racing Oil HART Micro Series presented by EMi.
That was a good feature. That was a good race.
That was not too shabby. That was pretty good.
I was happy to see Daniel Robinson get a win. He is a ton of fun to talk to. He was a points leader early in the season with the HART Series, and he's kind of fallen because he hasn't raced much. But here we go with the restrictor feature.
Let's get your lineup for these young restricted kids. On your front row in the 22, it's Landon Baldwin, and then it's Jackson Wiggs on the outside of row number 1. And row number 2, it's Cameron Sneed down on the inside, and then up on the outside. In the 09K, it's Madison Curley.
With a 67 or an 01 on her wing. What she got? An 01, I guess it is on the wing, isn't it?
That is right.
Or an 07.
Landon Baldwin with a pretty good start down on the bottom. He's going to get that berm. Actually, him and Jackson Wiggs both catch the berm. The Wiggs right there trying to get as much momentum as he can. Loses quite a bit off turn number 4. He gets tight. Landon Baldwin looking really smooth this far. Five laps to go for Landon Baldwin. Now Jackson Wiggs pulls off. White flag out for Landon Baldwin. And winning the restrictor feature, it's Landon Baldwin. Coming in second, Cameron Sneed. The third, Jackson Wiggs. And fourth is Madison Curley. So winning the restricted feature this evening, it's Landon Baldwin, followed by Cameron Sneed, Jackson Wiggs, and Madison Curley.
Good feature there for Landon Baldwin. That kid has been good since he's came back here in these last 2 weekends.
Yeah, Baldwin's shown a lot of speed these last couple weekends, and really the last 4 or 5 days, and we're happy to see him get another win here at
the Southern Illinois Center.
That is right. I was gonna say DuQuoin, and then yeah, I just gotta.
So we're waiting on Landon Baldwin to climb out of the car. He finally climbs out. As we are just about ready for the final race of the night. We have
That should be a good one.
20 laps, I believe.
So I'm sure those restrictors help blow off the bottom a little bit more, and hopefully we have some of those micros go up to the top, and we can see some sliders thrown.
I think they're going to have to go to the top because not everybody's going to be able to stay around the bottom, I don't think, but maybe they will. There is a little bit of moisture down here, it looks like, at the bottom of
Very bottom.
1 and 2. So I don't know that you can keep the left rear in it or not. It's so close to the bottom, but we'll probably find that out as they're getting Landon out of the car for a picture and a helmet off, and then we'll be ready to go with the feature for the PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi. And he stepped right in the perfect spot to where you can't see him.
He did. Like that was.
He couldn't have done that any better if he tried.
Picture perfect.
But we hope everybody is enjoying tonight's racing action. We're enjoying bringing it to you.
If anybody's back home, got some family members or whatever racing tonight, and they're looking for some pictures of their car or family members racing, check out 357 Studios. They'll have a bunch of pictures. Alan Horcher and then Jim Viviano, I know he'll have some as well.
Chad Niklich is giving you a hard time, saying good old alcohol eyes in the big building. Got to love it.
Oh yeah, I'm doing all right now, but those can get you. During some of those USAC national shows here, my goodness, it looks like I'm crying some days.
Charlie Heck is in the house tonight. Haven't seen him at the racetrack much. Man, the Heck clan has had so much trouble with engines this year.
They have indeed. I think all 3 cars actually run 3 different motors. I think one of them runs Suzuki, the other one's a Yamaha, and the other one's a Kawasaki, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. I don't know. We should have Charlie up here commentating with us.
That would be very fun and interesting.
So we're getting ready to go here with the feature lineup. You want to do it real quick?
Might as well.
You want to do it? You want us both to do it? Or
yeah,
we
can both do it.
I got to get back to it. Hold on a second.
You're good.
Gonna start the back?
Yeah.
All right. Row number 10. Outside the 57V is Matt Veach, and inside the 55K is Dylan Kaufman.
In row number 9 of the 14 on the outside, it's Kurt Westerfield, and down to the inside in the 66, it's Cliff Powell.
Outside row number 8, the 47 is Aaron Skinner, and inside the 101 of Tobias Midkiff.
In row number 7, it's the Harrisburg, Illinois native Andy Bishop on the outside, and then down to his inside in the 76, it's Craig Miles.
In this 12th spot, driving the 55 tonight is Shane Heck, and inside row number 6, the 25R is Nathan Rector.
In row number 5, it's Jackson Wiggs, and then in Cole Coons, who's on the inside.
Outside row number 4, the 95 is Jimmy Wells, and inside row 4, the 59 is Damon Heck.
In row number 3, starting 6th, and the 51B from Millersville, Missouri, it's Joe B. Miller. Then to his inside from Collinsville, Illinois, in the 6T, it's Kyle Touche.
Outside row number 2, the 99 is Zach Dahm, and inside the 11 of Alex Midkiff.
On your front row in the 11K from Nason, Illinois, on the outside, it's Kylie Griffiths. And then starting on the pole, he just won the USAC Midwest Midget Regional Feature. In the 22, it's Daniel Robinson. So this ought to be a good one. Keep your eye on the 51B of Joe B. Miller. Daniel Robinson, he won both races, HART Non-Wing Micro races earlier this year.
You know, here's the question that begs to be asked here is, can the old man hang for another 20 or 25 laps?
I'm going to say he's got a pretty good shot, but we're going to find out. He's got some pretty good drivers behind him, and this ought to be a good one no matter what.
Jeremy Sneed coming on the racetrack late. 25 laps, is that what I heard? Just
25 laps will be the distance.
Getting everybody lined up. Kylie Griffiths is a great starting spot in that 11K machine right there. So we had our first female winner with Aubrey Smith at Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex earlier in August. So Kylie Griffiths looking to be the second female to win a HART Series race.
She is indeed. Say, for Kylie and for even Alex Midkiff. I know Midkiff scored a top 5 at Jacksonville, but these two drivers are really trying to break out now, and we'll see if this could be a breakthrough race for each of them and maybe have a coming out party.
The only driver in the top 4 that has won a race with the HART Series, actually a top 5, is Daniel Robinson.
That is correct. And light is out, we're going to go green. It's time to get dirty here in the Southern Illinois Center. Daniel Robinson goes right to the bottom, hits the berm pretty good. He's going to lead lap number 1, followed by Kylie Griffiths. And then Alex Midkiff as Zach Dahm starts to slide back as he tries to transition from the midget to the micro. He's got Joe B. Miller to his inside in turns 3 and 4. But Daniel Robinson trying to pull away from Kylie Griffiths. Everyone right down to the bottom. Haven't seen anyone try the high side. There goes Andy Bishop with the 27H. We'll see if he can't get something rolling. Red flag is out, and they have a car upside down, and that is the 99 of Zach Dahm. Zach Dahm upside down in turns 3 and 4. He's on back on all 4 wheels now as the track and safety crews got there in a jiffy. Didn't get to see what happened, but he was kind of struggling a little bit, lost a couple spots.
Hey, we talked about somebody having to go to the top, and absolutely nobody, until he got way back in the field, was willing to even try the top. And he was on the middle, didn't go all the way upstairs, was trying to make the middle work, and he just was losing slowly spots. And I would imagine in the push to try to get into the bottom of the racetrack, that bottom groove was probably some contact made.
Yeah, everyone kind of fouled in the bottom a lot better than I thought they were going to. I'd really like to see somebody try the top because Andy Bishop tried it in turns 1 and 2, and he got a big run down the back straightaway until he got the door shut on him. But, you know, Andy Bishop kind of showed signs of promise. I wouldn't be surprised if Bishop in that 27H tries it again. But we'll see, you know. I mean, Danny Robinson, I think someone's going to have to go on the high side to beat him.
Yeah, he don't get off the bottom too much, and he doesn't make very many mistakes. But it looks like Zach Dahm, other than going to the tail, is none the worse for wear, so he'll tag the tail of the field.
Yeah, he had gotten the incident in the midget feature as well, and he ended up recovering for a 9th place finish and a top 10. So we'll see how well Zach Dahm can recover here. Still early and lots of laps to go. I have 22 left to go. We're going to get the one-to-go signal this time by.
Alex Midkiff testing the top right there, if you saw that fly through the screen.
We know Midkiff's not afraid to go to the top. He likes to let it all hang out and set sail on the high side. So watch out for that 11 as we go back to green here in a second. Can Daniel Robinson hold off everybody? He gets a great jump. Goes a little bit early, but that's okay, and he's going to lead him down to turn number 1. There goes Joe B. Miller trying to work the top. He lost a lot of room off turn number 2 that stays in that 5th position. We'll see if he can't more trying to work the cushion so much instead of just trying to work really the more middle. There goes Joe B. Miller trying to take a peek to the inside of Kyle Trouche in his 3 and 4. Can't quite get it. Now he goes to the bottom for the first time in a few laps in turns 1 and 2. But Daniel Robinson absolutely running away. Now there goes Alex Midkiff. He makes contact with Kylie Griffiths and turns on his entry to 3. He takes the 2nd spot. He got a little impatient, but it's time to go with 15 laps to go. That's what I have at least. And here we go, Joe B. Miller trying to work the top of 1 and 2. It's kind of working for him, but he's not really trying it in 3 and 4, so not giving a chance to build up that momentum. I just saw Jerry Coons Jr. motioning to his son Cale. You got to get to the bottom and stay on the bottom. And so we'll see. And Cale just lost his spot to Jimmy Wells. So Cale's got to get to the bottom. He's got to listen to his dad if he really wants to try and get something going. Car goes around. That's Jackson Wiggs in turn 1. So the 71 of Jackson Wigg goes around in turns number 1. Don't know if any contact was made, but he is the only car who went around. Alex Midkiff made his way into that second spot. He got a little impatient riding behind Kylie Griffiths.
Yeah, he felt like he was faster and needed to make that happen, and it really pays off now since he's going to start in second spot right behind the race leader.
Yeah, that's going to be a really big help for Midkiff. We'll see if Kyle Touche gets impatient or not behind Griffiths. But Joby Miller, really the only driver to kind of work the high side or at least give it a chance in turns 1 and 2. But as soon as he goes into 3, he's ducking it back down to the bottom.
Yeah, I really thought the top might be better, but it might be too far around the top now. As you can see way up there, that's a long ways off the bottom. And on a flat racetrack, that's a lot farther around here at the Southern Illinois Center.
That is indeed a lot farther around than I know some of these guys would like it. And Joby's a pretty smart racer. Or driver, so I think he definitely knows what he's probably doing. But we'll see, you know. I mean, these laps wind down. Drivers are going to get impatient, just hugging the bottom the whole time. We'll see what happens. I think we're just past halfway. I have 12 laps to go and 13 down.
So Daniel Robinson, your race leader. Alex Midkiff runs in second. Kylie Griffiths is third. Kyle Touche is fourth. And Joby Miller rounds out your top 5.
In 6th, you got Damon Heck. 7th, Jimmy Wells. 8th, Cale Coons. 9th, Nathan Rector. And 10th, I have Tobias Midkiff. And that is Ryan. Light is out. We're going to go green right here on Daniel Robinson. We'll see what Alex Midkiff has right here. He's hanging with Daniel. But Robinson with a great run down the back straightaway. There goes Joby Miller trying the middle in turn 3 and 4. Didn't really lose any. We'll see if he keeps trying that. He goes back to the high side in turns 1 and 2.
Kyle Touche has had a great race running in that 4th spot, holding his own really well.
See, that top really starting to be too much for Joby. He's almost about to lose spot to Jimmy Wells. Joby's going to have to tuck it back in once turns 1 and 2 if he's going to have a shot to hold on to that 5th position. But Daniel Robinson just really kind of running away right now from Alex Midkiff. When you watch Daniel's exit, he stays more flat and down the line on corner exit. Doesn't really get up into the slick like you see everybody else. And you know that's going to help out tire spin. Now Joby Miller on the outside of Kyle Touche for that 4th spot. Does he have the high side finally going? We're going to find out. He's starting to use that cushion a little bit more. And he goes back to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. But Daniel Robinson starting to work into lap traffic now. We'll see if that has any effect on Alex Midkiff. Caution flag wave. Caution flag waves for the 59 of Damon Heck. Heck was running into the top 10.
Daniel Robinson's probably the happiest guy on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, he was trying to catch the lap traffic, and that very well could have played into Alex Midkiff's hands, but, you know, wide open track now with about 5 laps to go for Daniel Robinson.
So Robinson, your race leader. Alex Midkiff runs in second. Kylie Griffith still third. Kyle Touchette fourth. Joby Miller is fifth.
6th is Jimmy Wells. 7th, Cale Coons. 8th, Nathan Rector. 9th, I have Tobias Harris. Tobias Midkiff. And then 10th is Shane Heck.
Zach Dahm back up to 11th. Andy Bishop looks to be 12th. Jackson Wiggs is 13th. 14th is Cody Miles. And 15th is, I can't tell who that is.
Aaron Skinner.
Skinner, and then Damon Heck trying to get up in front of Cliff Powell, but not sure if Cliff is a lap down. If he is, he'll be behind Heck.
I have Powell as the first car a lap down.
That's the reason why Heck is ahead of him. 2 cars a lap down. Here we go.
Here we go. Light is out once again. Can Daniel Robinson hold off the field with 5 laps to go? Joby Miller absolutely ripping the lip of caution out for the 76 of Craig Miles in turn number 3. That green flag run did not last long as caution comes out pretty quick for the 76 of Craig Miles over in turn number 3. Joby Miller did something I haven't seen yet. That was ripping the lip in 3 and 4. So we'll see if Joby Miller is going to try and increase his payday here and try and rip the top.
Joby Miller doesn't come anywhere to run 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, so he's going to try to find whatever the racetrack has to offer and make something work if he can. So he's going to try to rip the lip and see if he can make it work. It's just a long ways around up there.
It is indeed. So you see Tobias Midkiff kind of wandering up there too. Maybe someone's trying to cool their tires off too, but maybe they're testing it. We don't know. We're going to find out here in just a couple minutes. I have 4 laps left.
If you talk to the most experienced racers who win a lot, they'll tell you have to race a lot of times where people aren't unless you're leading. So then you've got to, if you're at the back, you got to find somewhere to get your way to the front, and you can't do that by falling in line.
That is exactly right. So you got a couple of veterans in that top 5 with Daniel Robinson and Joby Miller. So they have national wins across the board, whether it's the sprint cars, midgets, micros. They know how to get it done in multiple disciplines of dirt racing. So I have lap times in front of me, so I'm going to try to keep an eye on Joby Miller. If he goes to the top, we're going to see what his lap times compare. And we'll see how Daniels compare to Alex Midkiff's in 2nd.
1 to go that time by. 4 laps remaining for Daniel Robinson to 2-peat on the night.
Daniel Robinson's his race to lose right now. 4 laps to go for the Ewing, Illinois native. Is he going to hold off Alex Midkiff? I don't know, but we're going to find out right about now. There goes Joe B to the top, the first driver and only driver to try it so far. Joby ripping the lip all the way around. He holds on to 5th, but just narrowly. He's going to tuck it back in turn 3. But Daniel Robinson really has some great breathing room right now. Car goes around in turns 1 and 2. There goes Andy Bishop. Caution flag is out. Caution out now for the 27H of Andy Bishop. He went to the high side and just really lost it all on his own. Bishop, a one-time PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi winner. Got his win in the series' second ever race at the Wayne County Fairgrounds in Fairfield, Illinois.
Top 5 remain the same, as we have Daniel Robinson running in the top spot. Alex Midkiff is 2nd. Kylie Griffiths is 3rd. Kyle Touche is 4th. And then Joby Miller is 5th. 1 to go that time by. 2 laps remaining or 3?
I have 2 laps to go. So 2 to go right here for Daniel Robinson. 2-lap shootout. We're going to go green, white, checkered. Who is it going to be? The top isn't working. It's going to have to be from the bottom. People are going to get aggressive and physical. Here we go. Robinson down to the bottom. A really good restart. Midkiff right there. We'll see if he can't get a good run. Not quite what he wanted. With Kyler Griffiths in third. Great run from Kyler Griffiths. White flag out for Daniel Robinson. This has been all Daniel Robinson's tonight here at the Southern Illinois Center. And he's going to win for the third time this year at the PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series, presented by EMi. And it's Daniel Robinson getting his third PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series victory of the year here at the Southern Illinois Center in the Illinois State Fairgrounds in DuQuoin, Illinois. Second, Alex Midkiff. Third, Kylie Griffiths. And then fourth, Kyle Touche. And the fifth goes to Joe B. Miller. Great run by Kylie Griffiths tonight. And Alex Midkiff.
Yeah, great run for a couple of people who have their best finishes with the HART Series here tonight. And Kylie Griffiths and Alex Midkiff, but a great run by Daniel Robinson. He's raced here 5 times. He's got a second, a DNF, and 3 wins, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, here at the Southern Illinois Center. So he has had a good year.
And I have Jimmy Wells actually getting the fifth and final top 5 spot. So Joe B. Miller finished the 6th.
So I want to thank everybody who watched and joined us tonight here on Race Time Live, HART Race Time Live. Please subscribe to our Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel. We do appreciate everybody watching and tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you. We'll let you see if you can hear a little bit what Daniel has to say. So you couldn't, very short interview that time for Daniel Robinson, but another win.
Third of the year.
For Daniel Robinson, he's fast. He's been fast all year. He's got a couple good cars underneath him, and he's had a lot of fun, and we enjoy having him run with us. He is a member of the PureMax Racing HART Non-Wing Micro Series. We'll be back live and free is the plan from Coles County on September 10th. So make sure you join us and share that race when it comes out. Make sure you share it, subscribe to the channel, like our Facebook page, like our Twitter channel. That's what they call them, channel, right? On Twitter? Or is it?
Twitter page.
Is it Twitter page or channel? I don't know.
Page.
Okay, channel, page?
Yeah.
Okay, Twitter page, Instagram, and is that it?
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
I think so,
yeah. I think so. Like us everywhere. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Lucas, anything to say before we head out?
It was a great night here in DuQuoin, Illinois at the Southern Illinois Center. Daniel Robinson comes away with 2 wins and his third PureMax Racing Oil HART Non-Wing Micro Series presented by EMi victory of the year, and actually third in this building. I'm sure that'll help him out in the point standings. And that's pretty well all I got to say. Great run by Alex Midkiff and Kylie Griffiths tonight.
All right, once again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at Coles County in Mattoon, Illinois on September 10th, Remembrance Weekend. It's going to be great as we honor all our first responders and soldiers and everything else as we remember the 20th anniversary of September 11th. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let us know what you thought. Welcome to Facebook. Message us or send us a message anywhere you're able to reach us. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again very soon.